The playoffs are here. The Philadelphia Eagles are back in action at home, playoff environment, and the wild card round is here as the Eagles get ready to take on the Green Bay Packers. The winner goes on to the divisional round. For the Eagles, that would mean hosting the better of the remaining seeds. For the Packers, winning the game means going to face their division rival, the Detroit Lions. But for the Eagles, of course, a loss will end the season. It's all or nothing today. Fans are out in full force as a sellout Lincoln Financial Field on a rather chilly Sunday afternoon. Welcome to Bird's Nest Media's coverage of the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Green Bay Packers. I'm Joe Donahue. Thank you so much for stopping by. This game is a rematch of the Eagles' Week 1 matchup against the Green Bay Packers. That game, of course, played in Brazil for the first time in league history. The game was played in Brazil. The Green Bay Packers, over the course of the regular season, hold the better hand against the Philadelphia Eagles. They are 27-17 when facing the Philadelphia Eagles. But for the Philadelphia Eagles, the Eagles have a better postseason record. The Eagles are 2-1 against the Green Bay Packers going into today's game in the postseason. The Eagles also have never played the Green Bay Packers at Lambeau Field in the postseason. The only time that these two teams have met up in the playoffs has been in Philadelphia. Arguably, two of the most famous matchups. The Philadelphia Eagles' 1960 NFL Championship was the only time that former Packers coach Vince Lombardi ever suffered a playoff loss with the team. Was on that 1960 NFL Championship game played in Franklin Field. And then the other, more recent time was the game that featured 4th and 26. So the Philadelphia Eagles, again, they have a long and storied history with this Green Bay Packers team. So the Eagles are 2-1 in the postseason. Their most recent matchup in the playoffs was in 2011. The Green Bay Packers defeated them that year. So this is going to be a big game for both teams, obviously, besides the fact that it's the playoffs. One of the big things of concern for the Philadelphia Eagles and the Green Bay Packers is how well they're bouncing back from injuries as a team. The Philadelphia Eagles, over the course of the last couple weeks, have been lacking Jalen Hurts due to concussion protocol. The Eagles had Kenny Pickett and Tanner McKee for their last couple of weeks. Meanwhile, the Packers, they wound up starting a lot of their players last week, which is kind of an indication as to where they think this Philadelphia Eagles team is, because the Packers were only playing for seeding. The Packers are the number 7 seed. They were playing to bump themselves up to the number 6 seed. So that's where the concern was for them, was they were trying to jockey for seeding so that way they didn't have to play the Philadelphia Eagles. And it kind of backfired on them, because in that Week 18 matchup against the Chicago Bears, which they lost, by the way, the Green Bay Packers also lost their number 1 wide receiver, Christian Watson, to an ACL issue. He's out for the year. So he is not coming back. It's going to be a little bit of a challenge for him to be back and ready to go for the start of the regular season for 2025. So they paid a very, very high price to not try to play this Philadelphia Eagles team, which ultimately failed because the Washington Commanders won their game as well. So it was not a good look for the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, the Philadelphia Eagles last week against the New York Giants rested their starters, still defeated the New York Giants. but the Eagles gave their starters some much-needed rest. Meanwhile, again, certain challenges for the Eagles. Again, Jalen Hurts being out for a month is also a big part of that. But the Eagles also were dealing with some other injuries of their own. A.J. Brown dealing with a knee thing. He said he's been dealing with that for a while. But A.J. Brown was given some opportunity to rest during this week. He was limited on Wednesday, didn't participate at all on Thursday. So that kind of created some questions about whether or not Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown are going to be able to connect pretty well. I do expect this to be a pretty big defensive battle for these two teams. They are the top ranked defenses in the league going into the postseason. So I am expecting a rather challenging matchup for them when it comes to defenses. I think that an offense that is able to score 30 points on an opposing defense in this game is in pretty good shape to win. Now, one of the things that you look at when you look at this Packers team, you look at the fact that they are a pretty solid team over the course of this year. And in fact, the Packers record, the Packers finished up with an 11-6 record. So, I mean, save that for what you will there, but the Packers have not won a lot of close games, and in fact, the Packers went 1-5 in their division, and their division includes the Chicago Bears. So the fact that they lost to playoff teams, because the NFC North has 3 playoff teams this year. They have the Detroit Lions, who are on a bye this week, the Minnesota Vikings, who will be playing tomorrow evening. They'll be playing the LA Rams. That game, as a sidebar, was moved from Los Angeles to State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona, due to the ongoing wildfire situation. And certainly we hope that everybody is okay. If you're watching from the Los Angeles area, or if you're from the Los Angeles area, or if you have family in the LA area, certainly my prayers go out to everybody who's been impacted. Certainly redcross.org/NFL is how the league is coordinating, partnering with the Red Cross. So definitely feel free to visit there, redcross.org/NFL, to donate to support recovery efforts. There are all kinds of charities doing all kinds of great work over there. And certainly we hope our hearts go out to those who are over there. But again, this Packers team going into this has not won a ton of close games, and a lot of their losses, their 6 losses. I mean, 5 of their losses are division losses, and their 6th loss is to the Philadelphia Eagles. So this is going to be a challenge for them. I do expect. The Eagles are going to be challenged as well. The Eagles are going up against a really, really strong run defense. The Packers actually have the number 5 run defense in the league going into the playoffs. It's actually a little bit better of a run defense than the Eagles had. So the Eagles will need to take a little bit more balanced of approach, maybe. It's going to come down to whether or not Saquon Barkley is going to be able to get that taken care of. The Eagles had 179.3 rushing yards per game this season. It's the most since 1950. So that's a huge thing. Saquon, of course, crossing that 2,000 rushing yard threshold in the Dallas Cowboys game that closed that was the last meaningful game that the Eagles played in Week 17, right around Christmas time. So that was a big milestone, and certainly Saquon is the odds-on favorite for Offensive Player of the Year if he's not selected for MVP, which honestly I think if the AP voters or if the Pro Football Writers or whoever votes for MVP over the course of the year does not give Saquon MVP, I think that's a real problem. I think that reflects a really, really poor status there, because the Eagles team really turned a corner when the Eagles started relying on Saquon substantially more. So definitely take that for what you will. Eagles are definitely favored by 5.5. The over-under is 45.5 today, if you are monitoring that. Again, Saquon, 2,283 scrimmage yards this season, so that includes the passing yards. That is a franchise record for the Eagles. It does lead the NFL. Same general principle there. It is a franchise record for the Eagles to have Saquon Barkley 2,005 rushing yards, and it definitely led the NFL this year. But the Eagles have relied very, very heavily on Saquon, and I do think that he needs to be in that conversation for MVP. But all that regular season talk, everything going on, it all boils down to one game for the Eagles, and that is today's game, for whether or not they're going to be able to go on to the divisional round of this NFL playoff, this 2024 postseason. It all boils down to that. So that is where things stand. Just a little bit of a preview today. A couple of other things of note. First off, if you're new here, and certainly we definitely welcome you, and I really hope that you enjoy this coverage today. Please feel free to sound off in the chat. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear your thoughts about this game over the course of today. I would, again, just really love to hear from you. And if you're new here, please feel free to like and subscribe. It really helps this channel out as we try to grow, as we try to bring you engaging Eagles content and NFL content. So we definitely want to hear that. So Tanner McKee, or Eagles inactives for today. Tanner McKee is the emergency third quarterback. He is back in that spot because Jalen Hurts is active. Additionally, joining him on the inactive report is Eli Ricks, Lewis Sine, who was actually picked up earlier this week, Nick Gates, offensive lineman, guard and tackle Darian Kinnard, guard Trevor Keegan, and wide receiver Anais Smith. A couple of other players, a couple of other notes, they were listed on the injury report. Byron Young was listed as out. He was a full participant all week, but dealing with a hamstring injury. He is out, or he was listed as out on Friday. And then Trevor Keegan, dealing with, I think it was an illness was what I saw. I could be wrong about that, but illness was the reported reason. So again, Jalen Hurts clears concussion protocol, full participant on Thursday and Friday. A.J. Brown was rested on Wednesday and Thursday. He was a full participant on Friday. Devontae Smith was rested on Friday. The Eagles, again, rested a whole lot of their starters in the game against the New York Giants, and I do think that matters, because that gives the starters an opportunity to just sort of reset and get themselves and get their bodies ready to go all out in the playoffs. For the Green Bay Packers, their inactives, quarterback Sean Clifford is their emergency third quarterback. Wide receiver Christian Watson, again, we touched on him. He is dealing with an ACL thing. He's really out for the year, so I don't know why he's not on injured reserve at this point, but the Packers did not put him on injured reserve, so he is out. Safety Zane Anderson is also out. Andre Dillard, tackle, is out. And Ben Sims, a tight end for them, is also. All these guys are inactive for the day. Of those folks, the only one of real concern, so Zane Anderson was out due to a concussion. So that was that. Andre Dillard was also questionable. He was limited in practice most of the week. So Dillard did not make the cut to play in the game, so he is out for this game. Other folks that were on the Packers injury report, but they were questionable, but they are situated to go for this game. Defensive end Brenton Cox Jr. was dealing with a foot injury. Defensive tackle Taterell Slayton dealing with an ankle injury. Quay Walker was definitely a big concern for the Packers going into this game, dealing with an ankle injury. He was questionable. He is good to go. And then safety Evan Williams dealing with a quad injury. He was questionable on Friday. He is good to go as well for the Packers. So, again, the Packers paid the price a little bit for them when it comes to starting their starters last week, playing for seeding. So, the officiating crew for today's game is also something that we're going to mention here. The referee is Brad Allen. So, one of the things that the NFL does during the playoffs. So, first off, you have to qualify for the playoffs if you're an official. So, not every official qualifies, obviously. You have to qualify for a playoff assignment. So, you have to be among the better officials to work a playoff game. What the NFL does for some of the lower rounds, so certainly the wild card round and also a little bit in the divisional round, what they do is they utilize a mixed crew format. So we're not in an all-star crew yet, but we will get to that as we get later on in the playoffs, just how the officiating sets up. So Brad Allen, referee for the game, so he is definitely one of the top referees. Umpire is Barry Anderson. Down judge is Sarah Thomas. Line judge, Daniel Gallagher. Field judge, Rick Patterson. Side judge is Dale Shaw. Back judge is Greg Wilson. The replay official is Mike Wimmer. The replay assistant is Lawrence Hill Jr. There are a number of other alternates that have been selected. If those need to come in, I'm sure that we will break those down. But those alternates are there, A, to support the officiating crew just generally, and B, should there be any kind of an injury or what have you, or one of the officials needs to leave the game for any reason, the alternates will sub in. So, again, if that happens, we'll get an update, I'm sure, and we'll bring that information to you. Otherwise, the alternates are really there just to provide general support to the officiating crew that is taking the lead on the game. So those guys that I read off, and those girls in the case of Sarah Thomas, they are your officials for the day. Again, if you are new here, please feel free to drop a like and subscribe. Really helps the channel out. Feels like we've been waiting for this game forever. And again, it was a 4:30 start, but just due to how the Bills game ended, the Bills-Broncos game ended, just kind of got a little bit delayed. I'll run through the playoffs, the other playoff games that have occurred shortly. They are unfurling the field-sized American flag for the national anthem over at Lincoln Financial Field right now. We're just minutes away from kickoff. Probably going to be about 4:40 is when they're going to try to get things going. But yeah, it is the field-sized American flag. Vanya Sachs is performing the national anthem. No singer, really. It's a saxophonist. They've released the eagle flying around the stadium. From the American Eagle Foundation. It's a sellout crowd at Lincoln Financial Field. Again, redcross.org/NFL if you would like to support the recovery efforts over in the Los Angeles area. We're just minutes away from kickoff. So again, just doing it around the league real quick. So the first wild card game this week, all of the games really were on the AFC side. We didn't have any NFC playoff games yet. So this Eagles-Packers matchup is the first of the NFC side of the bracket. On the AFC side of the bracket, the Houston Texans walloped the Los Angeles Chargers 32-12. And the Baltimore Ravens walloped the Pittsburgh Steelers 28-14 on Saturday. Both of those games on Saturday. The 1 o'clock game today, the Buffalo Bills walloped the Denver Broncos 31-7. So the AFC matchups for next week are set. The Kansas City Chiefs, who are on the bye, will play the Houston Texans. Meanwhile, the Buffalo Bills will play the Baltimore Ravens. So the Chiefs and Texans matchup will be played in Kansas City. Kansas City, being the number 1 seed, has home field advantage throughout the playoffs. The Buffalo Bills, the number 2 seed, will be playing the Baltimore Ravens, the number 3 seed. I believe that was the breakdown. So the that game will be played in Buffalo. It is 40 degrees at Lincoln Financial Field. The late game today, the Washington Commanders will be playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. There is no scenario that exists where if the Eagles win today and go on to the divisional round, there is no scenario in which they play the Commanders. The Eagles will play Tampa Bay. If the Eagles play Tampa Bay, or if Tampa Bay wins, the Eagles could play Tampa Bay, or they'll play the winner of the Minnesota Vikings versus LA Rams game on Monday night, depending on who is the worst seed available. So there is no scenario in which the Eagles will play Washington. If Washington wins tonight, they're going to be playing the Detroit Lions next week. .40 degrees at Lincoln Financial Field. Winds are coming from the west at 6 miles an hour, so it is a little windy today, but certainly not as windy as it was this week. The Eagles practiced a bit at Lincoln Financial Field over the course of this week, just due to, according to Nick Sirianni and others, the field at the NovaCare complex was actually frozen. So, yeah. The Eagles won the toss and deferred, it looks like, so they will be kicking the ball away to the Green Bay Packers. Rally towels waving at Lincoln Financial Field. The hunt for the Super Bowl begins now, and Jake Elliott kicks this away, and it's going to get fielded about a yard shy in the end zone. Gets brought out to the 10, to the 15, to the 20, up to the 25, up to about the 29-yard line, and did he fumble that ball? There's a big pile at the 29-yard line. Officials are coming in to break this up. It's possible that the Eagles could have come away with this. The Eagles are signaling that they have it. And the officials have signaled that it is Eagles football. So the Green Bay Packers appear to have fumbled on the return. Yep, that ball is out. That ball is out. And they're checking this. Obviously, they're checking this. Now that ball is still loose. Jeremiah Trotter Jr. is at the bottom of the pile. And that is Eagles football. That is Eagles football recovered by Jeremiah Trotter. And the Eagles have the ball in prime field position. 14:53 left to play in the first quarter, and the Eagles have the ball deep in Packers territory to start this game. They are reviewing this. So they're obviously going to make sure that the Eagles did in fact come down with it. The ruling on the field is that the Eagles have the ball, so yeah, they're just double checking to make sure that the Eagles did in fact come up with it. Yeah, the ball is clearly out. He doesn't have control over it. Yeah, they're trying to figure out who's got it. All right, so the ruling on the field stands. So it is first down Philadelphia. So the Eagles have the ball. It is 1st and 10 at the Packers' 28-yard line. And this is going to be really important for the Eagles to make sure that they continue to generate these kinds of takeaways. That the Eagles defense, that the Eagles special teams are generating these kinds of takeaways. So here we go. 1st and 10, ball at the 28-yard line of the Green Bay Packers. Jalen Hurts in pistol formation, Saquon Barkley behind him. Devontae Smith goes in motion to the far side. Hurts takes the snap, hands it off to Barkley. Barkley going to cut up to the left, gets inside the 20 for a first down, gets down to the 15, down to the 13-yard line. It's a first down Eagles at the Packers' 13. Brought down by Xavier McKinney and Quay Walker. But that was a 16-yard pickup for Saquon Barkley on the first play and the first carry of this game. We got 14-20, 14-19, 18, 17 left in the first quarter here. Hurts is going to line up under center. We've got a couple of backs A.J. Brown wide out to the near side. Eagles going from south to north. Hurts takes the snap, takes the handoff to Saquon, and is going to not get nearly as far on that. That gets up about a yard, so that's going to actually get up to the 11. So that's going to bring up a 2nd and 9 situation for the Eagles. The Eagles actually got on the 12 there. That was where Saquon was brought down. Eagles have been 10-1 since their Week 5 bye. Jalen Hurts lines up in the gun for a 2nd down. Barkley lines up to his right. 3 receivers initially to the right, then Devontae Smith goes in motion to the left. Hurts takes a snap. He's back. He's looking. He's rolling around. He's got some time. He is unloading, and he has Jahan Dotson in the end zone for a touchdown. In the back of the end zone, it's Jahan Dotson, and the first drive of this game for the Eagles is a 28-yard, 3-play drive, ends in a touchdown. Jalen Hurts to Jahan Dotson. And the Eagles already up by 6 points in this game. Dotson was being handled there a little bit in the end zone, but it was able to get free and able to get the reception. Jake Elliott on for the extra point. Snap, hold, kick is up, and it is good. With 13:21 left to play in this first quarter of this wild card matchup between the Eagles and the Packers, the Eagles take an early lead. It is 7-0 after capitalizing on a Packers mistake on the opening kickoff. Boy, oh boy. That is a way to start this game and a way to keep this crowd in it. So, yeah, what a start for this Eagles team. I'm sure the Eagles fans had their visions about how this game was going to go, and I'm sure that the Eagles were thinking about that. I don't think that any Eagles fan was expecting a fumble on the opening kickoff. I do not. I'm just going to outright say it. I do not. But yeah, a big touchdown for the Eagles really sets this tone for this team. All right, so we are coming back from the commercial here. Eagles are going to kick this off, and maybe if this goes into the end zone again, maybe the Packers will learn from the error and not return it out of the end zone. $13:21 left in the first quarter. Eagles already up by a touchdown. Again, 3-play, 28-yard drive took 92 seconds. Jake Elliott on to kick this away. And he's going to do the same thing, but he is going to force them to return it. And it's going to get brought out to the 20, and he's going to roll to the right. And now he's going to get brought down around the 23. We do have our first flag of the game here. So we're going to check in again with referee Brad Allen. This is Allen's 11th season as an official. It's his 6th career postseason game. It is going to be holding against the Packers. They're going to get Fitzpatrick on that. They're going to get John Fitzpatrick. So that's going to cost them 10 yards from the end of the return. So it's going to be 1st and 10 from the Packers' 13-yard line after the penalty. So everything in this first quarter right now, at least in these opening minutes, breaking the Eagles' way. So here we go. First sighting of Jordan Love today. He's in the gun with a back to his right. Love takes the snap. He fakes the handoff. He's back. He's looking. He's going to throw across the middle, and that is nearly picked off by C.J. Gardner-Johnson. It was in and out of his hands. There was no Packers receiver there. It was an off-target throw. Looks like he was trying for Dontavian Wicks. But that was, again, a near interception, which would have been catastrophic for the Packers. Would have been really good for the Eagles. So it is 2nd and 10. Love is in the gun, back to his left. Eagles sending pressure. Love takes a snap, fakes the handoff, and then is going to hand it off now and picks up about 2. And that was Josh Jacobs there on the run. So it's a 2-yard pickup, brings up 3rd down and 8. So it's a 3rd and long situation for this Green Bay Packers offense. So Jordan Love breaks the huddle. He's got in the gun, empty backfield. 3 receivers left. Love. Play clock winding down, takes the snap. Love is back. He's looking, pressure coming. Love's going to get hit, but he's going to escape the pressure, and he's going to throw deep down the left sideline and incomplete. Again, no Packers receiver there. That was C.J. Gardner-Johnson trying to run down there to try to pick that off, but there was no chance of anybody getting that. It's going to be 4th down, so the Eagles' defense forces a 3-and-out after the Packers' first possession ends in a fumble on the opening kickoff. That was Milton Williams delivering the quarterback hit. So that was huge there. So we're going to see punter Daniel Whalen on to get this booted. Cooper DeJean is on for the Eagles to return it. And Whalen kicks it away. And DeJean is going to fair catch it. Not fair catch it, maybe. I don't know. At the 35. No, he was hit. And they're not throwing a flag, so it's not a fair catch. Definitely not fair catch interference, but 1st and 10 for the Eagles when we come back at their own 35-yard line. 12:09 left in the first quarter of this game. So the Eagles setting the tone early for what could be a victory here. After the Packers go 3-and-out on their opening on their opening for real possession. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. The Eagles offensive line did a really good job on their opening possession. The Eagles' opening possession after that kickoff fumble for just really allowing Jalen Hurts to have plenty of time And I really hope that that continues. The Eagles need to do that there. So again, glad you're with us. If you're new here, please feel free to like and subscribe because it really helps the channel out. All right, so we are back. 12:09 left in the first quarter. Eagles have the ball on their own 35. They are up by a touchdown. Hurts is lining up in the gun. Barkley to his left. Slot to the near side. Devontae Smith going in motion to the near side. Hurts takes a snap, hands it off to Barkley. Barkley's going to go up the middle, picks up about 3. So it's going to be 2nd and 7 for the Eagles. Hurts is in the gun for 2nd and 7. Barkley to his left. Slot to the far side. Hurts takes a snap, fakes to Barkley. He's back. He's going to throw, and that is going to be caught by A.J. Brown right at a little bit beyond the first down marker. So the Eagles have a first down. That was a 10-yard pickup there. Gets up to the 48-yard line. Hurts in the gun, takes the snap. He hands it off to Barkley. Barkley's going to get up to midfield, and that's really about it. So they're actually not even crediting up to midfield. It's going to be a gain of 1, so it's 2nd and 9 for the Eagles from their own 49-yard line. All right, 2nd and 9. We're inside of 11 minutes left to play in the first quarter. Hurts is in the gun. Barkley to his right. 3 receivers left. Hurts takes the snap. Back. Looking. Has some time. Throwing. And that is going to be caught by Grant Calcaterra. But it is going to be a couple yards shy of the first down marker. He only gets up to the Green Bay 47. So it's going to be 3rd and 5. So we are in a 3rd and short situation here. We're going to take a look at it. 1, 2. Yep. Grant Calcaterra had both feet down. And that official had a really good angle on it anyway. So it is 3rd and 5. So Hurts is going to line up in the gun. We have an empty backfield. 3 receivers right. Saquon Barkley goes in motion to the far side. Hurts takes the snap, throws a screen to Barkley. Barkley's going to get tripped up right at the line of scrimmage. And that's not one of those screenplays that we don't like those screenplays here. So it's going to be 4th and 5 for the Eagles from the Packers 47, and that's probably going to send the punt unit on. So 5 plays, 18 yards for the Eagles, but Braden Mann is going to punt this away, hopefully pinning the Packers deep in their own territory. Jaden Reed is back to return it for the Packers. And Mann gives it the boot. And that is going to take a Packers bounce because it's going to go in the end zone, so it is a touchback. So the Packers will get the ball at their own 20. It is 9:13 left to play in the first quarter of this game. The Philadelphia Eagles still on top, 7-0. Yeah, Eagles did a good job there. Braden Mann tried to get them pinned deep, but unfortunately just took a Packers bounce by going into the end zone there, and the Eagles couldn't get there quick enough to down it. So 1st and 10 for the Packers when the commercial break wraps up. There's definitely a lot of motion that the Eagles are utilizing, so on Jalen Hurts' 11-yard touchdown pass to Jahan Dotson, Jalen Hurts had 6.75 seconds in the pocket. The longest time to throw on a touchdown pass from a clean pocket this season, according to Next Gen Stats. No Packers rusher got within 2.5 yards of him at any point in time during that drop back. So, again, you have a huge first few minutes here. Again, 9:13 left to go in the first quarter. We are coming back from the commercial break. Again, the Packers 2-5 versus playoff teams. They are 9-0 versus non-playoff teams. So, and again, most of their losses have been division losses. They had an 11-6 record this regular season. Their only non-division loss was to the Eagles. So we have we have Jordan Love in the gun back to his left. Love takes a snap. He's going to hand it off to Jacobs. Jacobs is going to pick up about 2, gets up to the 22-yard line. We are approaching the 9-minute mark in the first quarter of this game. It's going to be 2nd and 8 for the Packers from their own 22-yard line. And it looks like we have some kind of a stoppage here. Yeah, it looks like E.J. Jenkins was injured for the Packers, so hopefully he's okay. I'm sorry, not E.J. Jenkins. It's, who is it? Elgton Jenkins. E.J. Jenkins is ours. Elgton Jenkins. Or Elton Jenkins. Looks like he got hurt there, so. Yeah, he's down on the ground. Packers are tending to him. He is walking off on his own power. It looks more like an arm-related situation based off of how he's handling himself there. His right arm, potentially. It's hard to say right now. Sir will get a update later on in the game. So it is 2nd and 8 for the Packers from their own 22. Love in the gun. Back to his right. 3 receivers right. Now man in motion. Love takes a snap. Back. Looking. Throwing across the middle. That is complete. But it is going to be a couple yards shy. The first down marker gets hit right around the 28-yard line. That pass was to Romeo Doubs. And it was brought down by Quinyon Mitchell. So that is going to bring up a 3rd and 2 situation for the Green Bay Packers. And we'll see what the Eagles under Vic Fangio decide to dial up. 8:20 left in the first quarter. Love in the gun. Got it back to his left. Man in motion to the near side. 3 receivers right after the motion. Play clock winding down. Love takes the snap. Back, looking, throwing, and that is going to be a first down and a bunch more gets up to about the 40-yard line. He's actually going to get pushed out of bounds at the 38. That was Tucker Kraft on the reception. Darius Slay was there to push him out of bounds. But it was a 10-yard pickup. It is 1st and 10 for the Packers from their own 38-yard line. We are inside of 7:45 left to play in the first quarter. We have Love in the gun. We have a back to his left. Man in motion. Love takes the snap. Hands it off to Jacobs. Jacobs going to roll out to his left and is going to pick up a good chunk there. It gets up to the 42-yard line, so it's a 4-yard pickup. It brings up 2nd and 6 for the Packers. So again, 2nd and 6, inside of 7 minutes left to play in the first quarter. Love under center, back in the backfield. Love takes a snap. Quick pitch over to Jacobs, who is going to get hit behind the line of scrimmage, but is able to turn that into positive yardage. It's going to be a 2-yard pickup. It's going to bring up 3rd and 4. And actually, they're going to credit him up to the 45. So it's 3rd and 3 for the Packers from their own 45-yard line. Nolan Smith Jr. and Reed Blankenship were there on the stop. We are at 6:23, 22, 21, 20, 19 left to play in the first quarter. Love in the gun, back to his right. Eagles have 4 up front. Love takes the snap. He's back. Nolan Smith's coming in to try to get Jordan Love, and Jordan Love will not escape. He is sacked back at around the 31-yard line, and that's going to bring up 4th down and 2 sticks, and will probably send the punt unit on as Lincoln Financial Field gets exuberant after Jordan Love gets sacked, and the punt unit is coming into this game. Yeah, Nolan Smith really had no shot at getting blocked there. He had basically free run of Jordan Love. Whalen on to punt this away, and he does give it the boot. And Cooper DeJean is going to field that at about the 19, brings it out to the 30, to the 29-yard line, and that's where he's going to get pushed out of bounds right at the 30. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Eagles from their own 30-yard line with 5:19 left to play in the first quarter. After a big sack by Nolan Smith, brings the Packers' second to drive to a screeching halt. That is Nolan Smith's first career NFL playoff sack. Yeah, Nolan Smith was being blocked by Zach Tome. Or Tom. I don't have the pronunciation for him, unfortunately. And Tom had no real resistance. Nolan Smith was able to bust right through that line of scrimmage there. showing a replay of that first Saquon Barkley run. And then again, they're showing some of those next-gen statistics that I shared with you earlier where Jalen Hurts had almost 7 seconds back in the pocket on that first touchdown pass. So we are back, 1st and 10, 5:19 left in the first. Hurts is in the gun, Barkley to his right, couple receivers to the right side. Hurts takes the snap, hands it off to Barkley. He's going to roll out to his left and cuts up, gets the first down and a whole bunch more, gets up to the 45, gets up to the 47-yard line before being brought down by Quay Walker, and that is going to be an Eagles first down. Gets up to the 47-yard line. It's a 17-yard pickup for Saquon Barkley. And the Eagles are just churning field right now. Hurts is in the gun. Barkley to his right. Couple receivers to the right side. Hurts takes the snap. Fakes the handoff. He's going to keep it himself. He gets hit, but he's going to turn it into positive yardage. Gets himself up to Packers territory, up to the 40 to the 35-yard line where he slides. And that is going to be an Eagles first down again. They're only going to credit him up to the 38 because that's where he started his slide. So it is a 15-yard pickup for Jalen Hurts. And the Eagles keeping things moving here. We're approaching the 4-minute mark in the first quarter. The Eagles are on top right now, and they're knocking on the doorstep once again. 1st and 10 from the Packers 38. Hurts is in the gun. We've got Barkley to his right. Dotson in motion to the near side. Hurts takes a snap, hands it off to Barkley. Barkley is going to roll out to the left, cuts up, and only gets a couple there. Gets up to the 35-yard line before he's brought down. And that is going to bring up 2nd and 7 for the Philadelphia Eagles. It was brought down by Evan Williams, the safety. So it is, again, 2nd and 7. Hurts is in the gun now. We've got Kenny Gainwell in the game. Gainwell is lining up to Hurts' left. Slot to the far side. Hurts takes the snap. Quick throw to Dallas Goedert. Goedert going to get up to about the 31-yard line before he's brought down. So it's a 4-yard pickup, but it is 3rd and 3. Elton Jenkins is officially questionable to return for the Packers. So we have 3rd and 3. Hurts in the gun. Gainwell to his left. 3 receivers right. Now Hurts making a couple changes at the line. Inside of 3 minutes, approaching 2.5. Hurts takes the snap, hands it off to Kenny Gainwell. Gainwell is going to get the first down. Gets up to about the 26, 25-yard line before he's brought down. They will credit him up to the 25. It is a 1st and 10 for the Eagles from the Packers' 25-yard line. That was a 6-yard pickup for Kenny Gainwell. So we're approaching the 2-minute mark of the first quarter. Pistol formation for the Eagles. Hurts takes a snap, hands it off to Kenny Gainwell. Gainwell is going to pick up about 2 or 3 there that time. Not quite as productive. They're going to credit him for 2 up to the 23-yard line. So it is 2nd and 8 for the Eagles from the Packers' 23-yard line. The Eagles have 2 average rushing yards before contact. That is the highest in the league going into this game. 90 seconds left in the first quarter. Hurts is under center. We've got 2 backs behind him. Play clock is winding down. Hurts takes a snap. He's back. He's looking. He's throwing. And that is going to be caught by Devontae Smith down the left sideline. It is a Eagles first down. Gets pushed out of bounds right around the 13-yard line. And again, it is an Eagles first down. It's a 10-yard pickup for the Birds. Inside of a minute left, 50 seconds, 49, 48, 47 for this Eagles team in the first quarter. Hurts in the gun, Barkley back into his left, 3 receivers right. Hurts takes a snap, pressure coming, he throws that away pretty quickly. He was looking for Jahan Dotson, couldn't connect with him. The Packers were sending all kinds of folks. There were like 3 people who got into the backfield. Hurts had no time and just barely got that one away. It is 2nd and 10. Clock has stopped at 35 seconds. Ball is on the Packers' 13-yard line. Eagles just need to get up to the 3 for a first down. So Hurts in the gun, Barkley to his left. Devontae Smith going in motion to the far side. Hurts takes the snap. Back, looking, has some time. Running out of time. He's rolling to his right. And Hurts is going to launch that one away. Jahan Dotson was in the back corner of the end zone, but that was not even remotely catchable. It is going to be 3rd and 10 with 26 seconds left in the first quarter. Again, Eagles don't need to be thinking touchdown right now. They just need to think get to the 3-yard line for a first down. Honestly, even if they get to the 4-yard line, they can do brotherly shove it for a potential first down there. Here we go, 3rd and 10. Hurts in the gun, Barkley to his right. Now Barkley moves to his left, 3 receivers right. Hurts takes the snap, back, pressure coming. Hurts is going to throw, and that is going to get hit at the line and incomplete. That will bring up 4th down. That play was destined to fail from the beginning. So here we will probably see the field goal unit come on. Yeah, that play was doomed from the start. There was at least one free player to get back there. That was Edgerrin Cooper who got the quarterback hit. So Jake Elliott on to attempt a 31-yard field goal. Snap, hold, kick is up, and it is good. With 19 seconds left to play in the first quarter of this game, the Eagles are up by 2 scores. It is the Philadelphia Eagles 10, the Green Bay Packers zilch. All right, so we're not going really to a super long commercial here. It's Jake Elliott on to kick this away. And that's going to get fielded at the 6. Gets brought out to the 20, up to the 25, and up to the 29-yard line. So Eagles doing a good job of forcing some returns here. Keyshawn Nixon, 24-yard return. And they're going to credit him up to the 30. So it is 1st and 10 for the Packers from their own 30-yard line. $12 left to play in the first quarter here. The Eagles have gotten off to, again, just a really fast start. So Love, pistol formation, takes the snap, hands it off to Josh Jacobs. Jacobs is going to break through, gets about 2 or 3 there before forward progress gets stopped. And that will end the first quarter. We are 15 minutes of the way through this game, and the Eagles have a 2-score lead. It is the Philadelphia Eagles 10, the Green Bay Packers nothing, as we get ready to start the second quarter in just a few minutes. Again, if you're new here, please feel free to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. Also, feel free to sound off in the comments. I'd love to hear from you over the course of this game. Big game for both teams, obviously. The playoffs, they're all must-win games. But the Eagles right now setting the tone for this game here. First quarter, the Eagles have been on the gas, and it all got started with that kickoff fumble by the Green Bay Packers. It was recovered by Jeremiah Trotter Jr. Again, it was just this was a really, really, really important game to start off fast. It was important to start off fast for this Eagles team, and honestly, the Eagles have gotten off to that fast start. We were talking with Dave Spadaro in the lead up to this game, and one of the things that he mentioned was you cannot play anything less than 4 quarters, and the Eagles have a history over the course of this season of not really playing all that much in the first quarter, getting off to those slower starts. But this Eagles team is not that Eagles team. That Eagles team that was getting off to those slow starts, especially at the beginning of the season. The Eagles didn't score any first quarter points in the Eagles season opener matchup against the Green Bay Packers earlier this year. The Eagles definitely in a much better spot in this game going into the second quarter. And again, something to be mindful of is that the Eagles will get the ball to start the second half too, because the Packers should have gotten the ball to start first, and they did, and they fumbled the ball on the opening kickoff. So, tough toenails. We are coming back from the commercial break. It is 2nd and 7 for the Green Bay Packers from their own 33-yard line. The Eagles absolutely dominant, 9 minutes and 28 seconds of time of possession in that first quarter. So Love in the gun, split backs, flanked up by backs on either side, really. 3 receivers. Love takes a snap, he's back, he's looking, he is throwing deep. He has a man, and it is picked off by Darius Slay, and that is a first turnover for Jordan Love in the last several weeks. And the Eagles have another takeaway. That was the first turnover by Jordan Love in, I believe, the last 5 weeks. So, the Eagles have the ball at their own 22. Hurts under center, takes the snap, hands it off to Barkley, and Barkley is going to pick up a good chunk there. It's going to bring up 2nd and 7. Big play Slay. We are at 14, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23 left in the first half. So 2nd and 7, balls on the 25. Hurts in the gun, Barkley to his left, Devontae Smith going in motion to the far side. Hurts takes the snap, back, looking. We have a flag down, so this will be a free play. Hurts is going to take it himself, and he's going to get up to the 35-yard line, and that's where he's going to get brought down. And they'll probably just take the result of that, because I believe one of the Packers players jumped off sides. Clock is stopped at 14:05. Nah, they're going to get the Eagles for an illegal shift, or illegal motion. They get Devontae Smith on that, so that will cost the Eagles 5 yards, actually. Nick Sirianni not happy with the call. This is going to bring up 2nd and 12 from the Eagles' own 20-yard line. Hurts is in the gun. Barkley is to his left. Play clock winding down. Hurts takes the snap. He's back. He's looking. Pressure's coming. Hurts is rolling to his right. Throws, and that is going to be incomplete. He was looking for Dallas Goedert. And it looks like it hit the ground. Looks like it was at Goddard's feet there. So it is going to bring up 3rd and 10, or 3rd and 12 for the Eagles. So we have a 3rd down and 2 sticks situation for the Eagles. Eagles got to get up to the 32-yard line. So Hurts in the gun, Barkley to his right. Hurts takes the snap, hands it off to Barkley. Barkley's going to roll out to the left, gets up to the 25, up to the 27-yard line before he's brought down. That's going to bring up a 4th and 5, so not really all that close. So 4th and 5, Eagles not able to capitalize on the turnover after going 3 and out there. That is the first time the Eagles have gone 3 and out this game. But it is the 2nd turnover of this game, so Braden Mann on to punt this away. And that's going to get fielded and fair caught at the 29. We do have a flag down. They're going to get Kari Blasingame for a false start, so that will negate the punt there, and we'll send everybody back to try this again. It's going to be 4th and 10 now. 4th and 9 from the Eagles' 23. Braden Mann punts it this time. And it's back around the 24-yard line is where it gets fielded, and it's going to get brought up to around the 30. Up to the 35 to the 40 before he gets pushed out of bounds. So out of bounds right around the 44-yard line. 46-yard line is where they're going to spot it, actually. It's a 23-yard return. It negates a 54-yard punt. So it was a pretty good punt there by Braden Mann. 12:42 left to go in the first half. Eagles on top 10-0. Packers have the ball right near midfield. So, again, pretty good punt by Braden Mann. Not a good return, though. So, obviously, because the Eagles, not a good return defense there. That was a 20-yard return by Jaden Reed on that punt return. So, finally had to get pushed out of bounds by Braden Mann and Will Shipley. So, when the punter is the last line of defense, it's not great. But again, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Just kind of hanging out right now again. Eagles doing a pretty good job of keeping things going in the first quarter, and then the Eagles defense showing up, getting a couple of interceptions, or a couple of takeaways actually. One interception, and then one fumble recovery on the opening kickoff. Okay, I apologize. I was right the first time, and then I was checking the I have a stats board over here and the stats board said it was up at the 46. It is at the 43. So it was still a 20-yard return, but it is the Packers will have the ball right at their own 43-yard line as opposed to their 46. Yeah, Jordan Love hadn't thrown an interception in the 3 games leading up to this. And we're back. 12:42 left in the half. Love in the gun, back to his left. Love takes the snap, hands it off to Jacobs. Jacobs is going to pick up about 3 there. Gets up to the 46-yard line. It's going to be 2nd and 7 now for the Packers. Zach Baun and Cooper DeJean brought him down. Love so far, 2 for 5. Love in the gun, back to his right. Love takes a snap, back, looking, throwing, and that's going to be caught by Jaden Reed, and that is a first down. Gets 9 yards on that, pushed out of bounds by Darius Slay. Gets up to the Eagles' 45-yard line. So it is 1st and 10. This is the first time that the Packers have been in Eagles territory all day. So 1st and 10, ball's on the Eagles' 45. Love in the gun, back to his left. Love takes a snap, hands it off to Jacobs. Jacobs gets up to the line, breaks through, gets up to the 40 before he's brought down. 11 and a half minutes left to go in the first half of this game. It's going to be 2nd and 5 for the Packers. Eagles going to have to get back to disrupting plays in the backfield. Breaking through that offensive line there of the Packers. Love is in the gun. We've got Josh Jacobs going in motion, lining up to his left. Love takes the snap, hands it off to Jacobs. Jacobs going to get stopped initially, but then picks up 4. So it's going to be 3rd and 1 at the Eagles' 36-yard line is where he's brought down. Inside of 11 minutes left to play in the first half of this game. We're actually approaching about 10 and a half. Darius Slay is on the sideline. Hopefully he's okay. He's taking a knee over there on the sideline, being looked at by the Eagles training staff. But he was able to get over there on his own. Love in the gun, back to his left. And then they're going to move somebody in there, and they're going to do a direct snap, and they're going to get this first down. And they're still pushing and shoving and pushing and shoving, and this was just bad. They move Tucker Kraft there, and Tucker Kraft is able to run for 8 yards on that before he's brought down by Jalen Carter and Reed Blankenship, and that was just bad. That was bad. They had him stopped, and he's just able to move the pile. Which, I mean, again, Tucker Kraft being able to Tucker Kraft getting in there is, he's able to move that pile, so props to him. Love in the gun, back to his left. Love takes a snap, back looking, throwing down the left sideline. That is caught and out of bounds. Goes Jaden Reed. That is going to bring up a 2nd and 6 situation up at the 24. We are inside of 9 minutes left to play in the first half here. Love in the gun, back to his right. Man in motion. Love takes the snap, hands it off, and is going to get dropped in the backfield, thankfully. Eagles able to knock them back there. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 2 sticks situation. Nakobe Dean able to drop Josh Jacobs for a loss of 6. So it's 3rd down and 12. 3rd and 2 sticks. Ball's back at the Eagles' 30-yard line. 8:11, 8:10 left to play in the first half of this game. Love lines up in the gun, empty backfield. Love takes a snap. Back, looking, has some time. He's going to take off himself, and he's going to get tripped up right around the 20. We'll see where they spot it. It's pretty close to the first down marker. The officials are coming in just a touch shy of that first down marker. So it is going to be 4th and 1 at the 19-yard line. Love was brought down by Cooper DeJean. Corner. Yeah, they're taking a look at it, but yeah, he's like 4th and inches. So Love's in the gun now, 4th and inches. Back to his left. They're going to move Tucker Kraft in and do this nonsense play again here, and it's going to get 2 yards on that, and that will be a first down. It's not going to be as bad as the first time they ran that, where Kraft just shoved the pile 9 yards, but Eagles were ready for it this time. Nakobe Dean just kind of leapfrogs over everybody and shuts that operation down. So inside of 7 minutes left, but it is 1st and 10 for the Packers. This is the Packers' longest drive of the game so far. 9 plays, 40 yards. Love under center, back deep in the backfield. Eagles need a defensive stop. And Love takes the snap, back looking, throwing, and it's going to be bouncing off the hands of Isaiah Rodgers and incomplete. We do have a flag down, so we're going to check on that flag. I don't like the looks of this. They're signaling initially it's on the Packers, so I feel a little bit better about it. Ineligible receiver downfield, so that will cost the Packers 5 yards. It's going to bring up a 1st and 15 situation from the Eagles' 22. So 1st and 2 sticks after the penalty. Yeah, that was a strike over there. He was looking for Romeo Doubs, but it was off the hands of Isaiah Rodgers and into the field level seats. 1st and 15 now. Love in the gun, flanked by backs. Now Jaden Reed in motion. Love takes a snap, hands it off to Josh Jacobs. Jacobs is going to get wrapped up at the 20, fights his way up to the 18 to the 17-yard line. So it is going to bring up a 2nd down and 2 sticks situation for the Packers. They are crediting him up to the 18-yard line. Darius Slay is running off the field. Looks like he's running into the locker room, so hopefully he is okay. That is the most recent development there. So Isaiah Rodgers is in for Darius Slay. Love in the gun, 3 receivers left. Empty backfield. Now he moves Jaden Reed into motion. Play clock winding down. Love takes the snap. Back, pressure coming. Love throws. It's hit immediately. Tucker Kraft was there at the 20-yard line, but it is a loss of 2. And that brings up 3rd down and 2 sticks. Now Nakobe Dean is down on the ground, but it looks like he's being helped up by Reed Blankenship. So, yeah, Dean was marked as injured during the play. Dean actually was the one that brought down Tucker Kraft, and now Nakobe Dean is being helped out by trainers, and it does not look good. He's getting supported as he walks off. So Nakobe Dean this season, 128 tackles, 3 sacks, 9 tackles for a loss. He had a real breakout year. Howie Roseman said in the end of the season press conference last year that he believed in Nakobe Dean, and Nakobe Dean has shown this season why Howie Roseman still believed in him. Yeah, he's walking off. It's not under his own power strictly, but it's not like he's being carted off or anything like that. He's getting a little bit of support from the Eagles training staff as he's walking off there. Clock is stopped at 5:32 left in the first half of this game. And now we're back in motion there. It's 3rd and 13. Love is in the gun. We have an empty backfield. Slot to the far side. Or, I'm sorry, slot to the near side. Love takes the snap. He's back. He's looking. He's got time. He's running out of time. He's rolling to his left. He's throwing down the sideline, and that is going to be incomplete. And that's going to bring up 4th and 13. He was looking for Wilson. He was looking for Emmanuel Wilson. Cooper DeJean was there on the coverage. They just simply could not connect. So it is 4th and 13. Tucker Kraft was wide open deep in the back of the end zone there, but Love had no chance. He was getting pressure significantly, so he just kind of had to throw that one away. Packers send out the field goal unit. Brandon McManus on to try a 38-yard attempt. Snap, hold, kick is up, and it is no good. It is wide right, and the Eagles will take over. So the Packers get down into Eagles territory, deep into Eagles territory. The Eagles stop them, make them settle for a field goal, and they shank the field goal. It's wide right. It is still scoreless for the Packers, 10-0 in favor of the Eagles. The Eagles catch a break there at the end. Darius Slay is officially questionable to return with an elbow injury. But yeah, losing both Nakobe Dean and Darius Slay to injury is not great. Friend of the show, Tom Grassi, is probably not happy right now. Nakobe Dean is being carted into the locker room. He needed help to get on it, so that's not looking good for Nakobe Dean. That's the report coming out of the Eagles beat writers. So yeah, but it has not been a good first half for the Packers so far. And this is the reason why you don't play starters in Week 18 of the game. So yeah, Nakobe Dean being carted off. Again, hopefully he is okay. This is a big loss for the Eagles there. So Jalen Hurts lining up under center. Barkley deep in the backfield. Goddard in motion. Hurts takes the snap. He's back. He's looking, he's rolling out to his right, evading some pressure, and then he's just going to slide, and that's really something you need to throw that ball away. I'm sorry, Jalen. A slide deep in the backfield, that costs your team yards. It is 2nd and 13 now for the Eagles. Gets pushed back to the Eagles' 25-yard line. So, definitely not a heads-up move there by Jalen. At that point, you got to throw it away if you can't find anybody. Just send it. So pistol formation now for the Eagles. Hurts is in the gun. Barkley is behind him. Devontae Smith wide out to the far side. Hurts takes a snap. Back looking. Pressure coming. Hurts rolling to his left. Hurts trying to get somebody something, and he's going to throw it down the sideline. Incomplete. We do have a flag. So we are going to check on this flag here, but I think this is coming against Philadelphia. So if the Packers are smart, they're going to decline this. Yeah, it's offensive holding against Jordan Mailata is who they called that. So it is going to bring up 3rd down and 13 for the Eagles. 4:09 left in the first half of this game. So 3rd and 13. Hurts breaks the huddle. Hurts in the gun, takes a snap. He's back. He's looking. He's going to take off. He's going to run past the 30 and get up to the 34. So not a designed QB run, but he gets a good chunk there. It is a 8-yard pickup brought down by Quay Walker. Darius Slay coming back onto the Eagles sideline, so that is definitely a promising development for the Eagles there. It is 4th and 4, though, for the Eagles, and that is going to send Braden Mann back on to punt this. So, not as good of a second quarter. 3.5 minutes left in the half. Braden Mann gives it the boot, and that is going to get fielded. No, it's going to get bounced off of Jaden Reed, and it's going to go out of bounds. So it is going to bring up 1st and 10 for the Packers right around their own 21-yard line. They're actually going to say it was at the 20 was where it went out of bounds. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Packers from their own 20 following that. 3:25 left in the half. Eagles still on top by 2 scores. It was a 47-yard punt, so it wasn't Mann's best. But it was a pretty good one. And again, the fact that it didn't have a return and went out of bounds at the 20. No, they're adjusting it. It's going to be up at the 21. My bad. So it's a 46-yard punt now after that adjustment. Eagles will definitely have some thinking to do on offense at halftime. They definitely have some. They definitely have to think about what's going on there with. I mean, the Eagles are in a good spot right now offensively, up by 2 scores, and they will get the ball to start the second half. But it's something that they need to think about because the Eagles' offense has not done really a lot in this the second half of the game. Jalen Hurts, 6 for 11, 39 yards, 1 touchdown so far in this game. Saquon Barkley, 8 carries for 52 yards. But Jordan Love, 5 for 9 for 26 yards, 1 pick. And then Josh Jacobs, 10 carries for 25 yards. So the Eagles' defense needs to have some kind of an answer for Jacobs. So we are coming back from the commercial break. It is 3:25 left in the half. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the Packers' 21-yard line for the Packers. Both teams have all 3 timeouts should they desire to use them. So they do get illegal touching for Sidney Brown, so that actually will cost the Eagles a little bit. So it's now going to be 1st and 10 from the Packers 27. 28. Love takes the snap, and he's going to dump that off to Jacobs. Jacobs is going to run out of bounds. He's going to get caught at the line of scrimmage. So we got 3:18. We do have a stoppage. There is a flag down. And it is going to be holding on Glover. So Travis Glover for the Green Bay Packers. So it is offensive holding. Yeah, that is a hold. That is very definitely a hold against Jordan Davis. Holding there, Jordan Davis there. So that is definitely a hold. It is 1st and 20 now for the Packers from their own 18. Darius Slay re-enters the game. Love in the gun, back to his left. 3 receivers right. Love takes the snap. Back, looking, throwing. That is caught right around the 25. And that's Jaden Reed. He's rolling out to his left. Gets up to the 30, up to the 35, up to the 40, or up to the 38 for a first down. So, gets run out of bounds there. It is a first down. That's a 20-yard pickup, and that is not great for the Eagles' defense there. Pushed out of bounds by Quinyon Mitchell, but, I mean, the Eagles just simply couldn't bring down Reed at all. And you got to be able to do this, guys. So 1st and 10, ball's at the 38-yard line. Love in the gun, back to his left. Love takes a snap, hands it off to Jacobs. Jacobs is going to get through, gets up to about the 45-yard line. We have another flag down. They're going to get Travis Glover again for offensive holding. This time he's holding Moro Ojomo, and that is going to cost the Packers another 10 yards. So it's going to be 1st and 20 again. First down, 2 sticks, and Glover's going to go to the sidelines because those were 2 costly penalties. It's 1st and 2 sticks, 1st and 20 from the Packers' 38-yard line. Love in the 28-yard line. Love in the gun, back to his right. Now we have a stoppage here because we are at the 2-minute warning. So we've got 2 minutes left in the first half. Eagles still on top, 10-0. Packers have the ball. Nakobe Dean is officially out of this game. So definitely a crazy, crazy, crazy first half here. It was definitely a crazy first quarter. But the Eagles' offense is kind of going on ice here, and the Eagles' defense dealing with a couple injuries. Again, Darius Slay back, which is good. Nakobe Dean out for the game. Again, it looked like a leg injury, so it did not look good even at all. We're at the 2-minute warning right now. A win by the Eagles, and they will host a divisional round matchup against either Tampa Bay or the winner of Minnesota-Los Angeles tomorrow, depending on who is the best remaining seed. The worst remaining seed will go to play the Detroit Lions at Ford Field in the divisional round. So if the Packers win today, the Packers will be playing Detroit. Yeah, it is a knee injury for Nakobe Dean. He is out for the rest of this game. redcross.org/NFL if you would like to contribute to support the recovery efforts in Los Angeles. Monday night's game was moved out of Los Angeles, moved to State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona, due to the wildfires that are going on there. Of course, our prayers are out with everybody who's affected. All right, so it's 1st and 20. We're back from the 2-minute warning. Love in the gun, 3 receivers right. Ball's on the 28. Love takes a snap, does a quick throw over to Tucker Kraft, gets up to the 30, up to the 35, up to about the 40-yard line. That is going to be exactly where he's pushed out of bounds. It is 2nd and 8. For the Packers, it's a 12-yard pickup. He was pushed out of bounds by Oren Burks. So it is 2nd and 8. Clock is stopped at 1:52. Love is in the gun. We have a back to his left. Love takes a snap, back, looking. Pressure's coming. Love's going to throw, and that is going to be caught. It's a little screen pass. Gets up to about the 45-yard line, though, on the run. And that was Chris Brooks. So that is a 5-yard pickup, brings up 3rd and 3. And the Packers going a little up-tempo offense here, a little hurry-up. Love is in the gun, back to his left. Packers are 2 for 6 on 3rd downs. Love takes the snap. Back, looking, throws. That is caught. 1st down into Eagles territory up to about the 49, 48-yard line is Romeo Doubs. And we are at 60 seconds left to play in the first half of this game. Eagles do get the ball to start the second half no matter what happens here. Love in the gun, back to his right. 50 seconds. Love takes the snap. Back, looking, pressure coming. Love's going to get hit. Love's going to do a quick dump. And was that picked off by Zach Bond? That is going to be they're going to say incomplete. All replays are from the booth at this point. Clock is stopped at 42 seconds here. He was looking for Brooks. He was looking for Chris Brooks on that pass there. And again, it is an incompletion. So it does bring up 2nd and 10. Ball's on the Eagles' 48-yard line. Love in the gun, back to his right. Love takes a snap. Back, looking, throwing across the middle. That is picked off by Zach Bond, and that's going to go back to the 50, out to bounds at the Packers' 45-yard line. That is the 3rd Packers turnover this game, the 3rd Eagles takeaway. That was right across the middle, and Zach Bond just had a really good read on it and undercut the route. Was able to pick that off. I don't think there was really any Packers players there. We're going to watch this replay here. Yeah, no, that was just a wildly off-target throw, actually, by Jordan Love that Zach Bond had a good read on. So Zach Bond picked that one off. It was right into his hands. And it looks like Kraft might have stumbled a little bit, too. So that might have been a comedy of errors on both sides. But the Eagles will have a chance to score right before halftime. They do have all 3 timeouts should they desire to use them. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Eagles from the Packers' 45-yard line. And the Eagles have 36 seconds, all 3 timeouts. We'll see what they decide to do here. Hurts in the gun, back to his right. Hurts takes a snap, hands it off, and is going to get up to about the 40-yard line. That's Saquon Barkley on the run. Gets up to the 39, so it's 2nd and 4, and the Eagles will take their first team timeout of the half. So it is 2nd and 4 for the Eagles from the Packers' 39-yard line. Eagles trying to get themselves into position to do a quick score before halftime. 31 seconds remain in this half. Again, the Eagles get the ball to start the second half. Timeout over. Jake Elliott is warming up on the sideline. Again, 31 seconds. The Eagles are going to be probably in field goal range in a couple of yards here. Hurts is in the gun, back to his right. Hurts takes the snap, back, looking, has some time, throws across the middle, incomplete. He was looking for Dallas Goedert, no flag. Goddard was looking for a flag there. He was being... Evan Williams was all over him. Yeah, that's not a good no call there by the officials. .26 seconds left. It is 3rd and 4 for the Eagles. Ball's on the Packers 39. Hurts in the gun, back to his left. That would be Kenny Gainwell in, by the way. Goddard is in motion. 3 receivers left. Hurts takes the snap. He's back. He's looking. He's throwing across the middle. Incomplete. A.J. Brown was the intended target and got nothing out of that. So it is going to be 4th and 4. And we'll see whether or not the Eagles decide to do any kind of a long field goal here. They're going to leave the offense out. I imagine that the offense is going to be out there to really just to try to draw the Packers off sides. 3 receivers left. Hurts is in the gun. Gainwell to his right. Goddard in motion, and they did get the Packers to jump. No, they're going to call the Eagles for a false start. They're calling Dallas Goedert there for a false start, so. So Goddard's going to go off to the sidelines, and it's going to be 4th and 9, and nobody's happy about that. So it's from the Packers 44. And that's going to send the punting unit on, so. Braden Mann on to punt this away. And he does give it a big boot. And it's going to be fair caught right around the 11. So, the Packers take over at their own 11. It is 1st and 10 with 14 seconds left to play in the first half of this game. So, again, Eagles defense creating opportunities for the offense. 3 turnovers in the first half is a great statistic. I can't ask a ton more from the defense in this first half. Eagles offense needs to get a click in here. Packers are going to take a knee and send it into halftime. So that's where things stand right now. We are at halftime. Right thereabouts, 2-1. It is halftime for the Eagles and the Packers. The Eagles still on top, 10-0. But it definitely didn't look quite as good in the second quarter as it did in the first. All right, so yeah, let's talk about this here. Let's talk about this this first half of this game, because, again, it was a tale of 2 quarters for the Philadelphia Eagles. And that's kind of been the theme for this Eagles team going into this game, but definitely a tale of 2 quarters for the Philadelphia Eagles. So, first things first, again, obviously I can't argue with the score. 10-0. Really good setup there for the for the Eagles there. And again, the Eagles are going to get the ball to start the second half after, again, the Eagles got things going pretty quickly in that first quarter. The Eagles really dominated in the first quarter, helped in large part by their opening drive or their opening kickoff fumble recovery, which set them up for a beautiful touchdown pass between Jalen Hurts and Jahan Dotson, during which Jalen Hurts had all day in the pocket. 6.75 seconds, according to Next Gen Stats, was the big setup there. But yeah, it was it was a big first quarter, and then the Eagles went downfield, kind of sputtered in the red zone. The drive sputtered in the red zone and went to 10-0, and that's been the summary of the scoring for this game. Just taking some looks at the stats here. Eagles are 1 for 6 on third down. Definitely is a concerning stat for me as I'm taking a look at this. But the Eagles definitely have a little bit more net offensive yards. It's 125 to 101. Definitely the second quarter of this game was really more Packers dominated in terms of things like that. The Packers honestly easily could have been on the scoreboard 10-3, but Brandon McManus shanked a field goal right. So definitely not a good look for the Packers there. I know they've had some kicker woes over the course of the years. Again, just taking a look at some of these other team stats here, because again, the Eagles were dominant in time of possession in the first quarter. The Eagles were dominant. The Packers wound up taking over. But really what has been the difference maker has been these turnover stats. So again, fumbles, or the fumbles that the Packers have on the opening drive, and then again these two interceptions here have not been good for the Packers even at all. So again, the Eagles defense doing its job, creating opportunities, making sure that the Eagles offense is in position. We just need more from the offense, because the Eagles offense really should be full throttle on the gas. This is their moment. They're taking ownership of all this. So yeah, that's just something to be mindful of. Both quarterbacks have been sacked once so far this game. Not a good look by the one of the Jalen Hurts sack was not a good look. He should have gotten rid of that ball. But yeah, the Eagles' offense has not been clicking in this second quarter here. But again, yeah, the Eagles' defense has done, and that's been the theme for this team, has done a job at keeping the Eagles in the game while their offense has needed to get clicking. And the Eagles just very simply don't have more time for that. Like, the Eagles' offense needs to get back in it. Again, Nakobe Dean out with a knee injury. Darius Slay also spent some time in the locker room with an elbow injury. Slay is back, so just mindful of there. Jalen Hurts, 6 for 13, 39 yards, 1 touchdown. So yeah, I mean he's been okay. He's been doing work on his end. He's okay. Not Hurts' best performance here. But yeah, 39 yards through the air. Hurts has been sacked once. Hurts also has 2 carries for 23 yards. So just something to throw in there as well. Saquon Barkley, 9 carries for 58 yards. Against the top 5 run defense in the league. That's actually a pretty good statistic there. And hopefully Saquon is able to get clicking in the second half as well. Super easily there. When Saquon hasn't been called upon, Kenny Gainwell, 2 carries for 8 yards. Again, flipping over to the Packers. Jordan Love, 9 for 15, so he's doing a little bit better in the passing game, 70 yards through the air. But Love has been sacked once as well, and of course the telling story right now is the 2 picks. Jordan Love has not been picked off in, I believe, the most recent 5 games. Definitely in the last month, Jordan Love has not been picked off going into this game, and Jordan Love has given up 2 interceptions. Both of them, one of them was a contested ball that Darius Slay was just able to come down with. The other one was a really, really bad read by Love that had Zach Bond right in perfect position for it. 10 carries for 25 yards for Josh Jacobs. The Packers have 45 rushing yards. The annoying thing is the statistic here with Tucker Kraft, 2 carries for 10 yards. Those were coming on a variation of the brotherly shove where Tucker Kraft lines up on the line and then he moves in, takes a direct snap, and is able to pick up a couple there. The first time that they ran that, Kraft was able to move the pile really on his own and was able to really just shut down, or able to pick up about 8 yards there. So the Eagles need to come up with some kind of a way to shut that whole operation down, because Kraft is a big guy and he needs to he can't be relying on that. Yeah, so I mean those have been the big highlights there. Again, just as we take a look around the game here, Jahan Dotson again, 11 has that 11-yard touchdown reception that was in the back of the end zone. It was a big touchdown reception. It is the touchdown passes was the Eagles capitalizing on that opening kickoff fumble, which, I mean, that tells the story right now. Again, the big story right now is the interceptions and the fumble recovery. The Eagles defense creating those takeaways, giving the Eagles offense the opportunity really to just kind of to find its groove. Hasn't been able to right now. Certainly not in this second quarter. But the Eagles will need to play full throttle. They'll need to go full throttle into this here. So teams are leaving the locker room right now, heading back out to the field. So we are just a couple of minutes away from stepping back into this whole thing. Again, if you're new here, I really appreciate you. Please feel free to like and subscribe because it helps the channel out substantially. And always feel free to drop a comment in the chat as well with your thoughts about this game, because I'd love to hear from you. Love to interact with you. Love to hear how you're feeling about this game. I will definitely be feeling a lot better about this game if the Eagles are able to get something going offensively in this third quarter. Again, the winner of this game goes to the divisional round. If the Eagles win, they will play the best remaining seed after the wild card round wraps up. So the Eagles will play either the Tampa Bay Buccaneers or the winner of the Minnesota Vikings Los Angeles Rams game. If Green Bay wins today, Green Bay will go on to play the Detroit Lions at Ford Field. There is no scenario in which the Eagles can play the Washington Commanders just because of how the NFL does their bracket. And then, again, just the AFC matchups are already set. So Houston defeated the Los Angeles Chargers 32-12, and the So the Houston Texans will be going on to play the Kansas City Chiefs next week. And then the Baltimore Ravens defeated the Pittsburgh Steelers on Saturday evening, 28-14. And the Buffalo Bills smoked the Denver Broncos 31-7. So the Bills and the Ravens will face each other next week on the AFC side. Still in the commercial right now. Again, teams are coming back out onto the field, doing their warm-ups. So we will see Packers kicker Brandon McManus on to kick this away. For the first time for the Packers, they will have a kickoff. Coming back. Definitely gotten dark at Lincoln Financial Field. Fans are still excited, hoping that the Eagles offense will be able to do something here. Jalen Hurts has not looked quite as good as Jordan Love, but Love again has those 2 picks that have really killed the Packers right now. And the kick is away, and that's going to get fielded and brought out to the 10, to the 15, to the 20, up to the 25. And that is where the Eagles will start. So that is Isaiah Rodgers there. One quick update. So Devontae Wyatt, defensive lineman for the Packers, is out of the game with an injury. That was a 25-yard return for the Eagles. So the Eagles have a little bit longer of a field position. This is the first time that the Packers have been shut out in the first half since Week 7 of 2023 against the Broncos. So we have a pistol formation now for the Eagles. Hurts is in the gun. Barkley behind him. Hurts takes a snap, hands it off to Barkley. Barkley's going to go up the middle, gets up to about the 29-yard line, up to the 30, depending on where they credit him. They will credit him up to the 29, so it is a 4-yard pickup. It brings up 2nd and 6 for the Eagles. $14.29, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. 14:23 left in the third quarter here. Hurts is going to line up under center. Saquon deep in the backfield. Man in motion. Hurts takes a snap, hands it off to Saquon. Saquon is going to break through, gets a first down, gets up to about the 37-yard line. They will only credit him up to the 36, so it is going to be 1st and 10 for the Eagles from the Eagles' 36-yard line. That was a 7-yard pickup. And here we go. Hurts is lining up under center. Barkley deep in the backfield. Man in motion. Hurts takes a snap, hands it off to Barkley. Barkley is going to do a spin move, and then is going to lose about 2 there on that. So they're going to lose a couple there. It's going to be 2nd and 12 for the Eagles from their own 34. Barkley was brought down to the backfield by Slayton, by T.J. Slayton, and by Quay Walker. So Hurts is in the gun. We have an empty backfield, 3 receivers right. Hurts takes the snap. Back, looking, has some time, Has going to roll out to his left. Hurts is going to get sacked. That was bad. That was horrifically bad. That was so bad it's not even funny. Rashad Gary is going to be credited with the sack. It's a loss of 7. It's going to bring up 3rd and 19. You got to throw the ball away if you're Jalen Hurts. Get outside of the tackle box. Throw the ball away. That is 2 times that he has been sacked because of not throwing the ball away. 3rd and 19. 3rd down, 2 sticks. Hurts is in the gun. Barkley to his left. Hurts is going to hand this off to Barkley. And Barkley's going to get to the line of scrimmage. And that was a dumb call. So the Eagles have nothing to show for it. It's a 3 and out on their first drive of this half. They just take 3 minutes of time off the clock. 12 minutes left to play in the third quarter. That made no sense. Braden Mann on to punt this away. And he gives it a boot. And that's going to push him Reed back to about the 11, and that's where he's going to field it. And he's going to bring that up to about the 16-yard line. So Packers defense is dealing the Eagles with sacks and dealing the Eagles with losses of yards. 11:33 left to play in the third quarter. Eagles still on top 10-0. Packers have a long field to work with. Packers have had 1 tackle for a loss, but they've now sacked Jalen Hurts twice. And both times the sacks were avoidable because all you got to do, because he's out of the tackle box at the time that the sack occurs. So you got to just launch the ball down the sideline, you throw the ball away. It's not grounding if you're outside of the tackle box. And he absolutely was outside of the tackle box. So he needs to have that awareness to say, okay, down the sideline. He needs to have that awareness to say, hey, here comes a player. And I mean, props to Rashad Gary because Gary was able to get to him from behind there. But you have to have that clock to say, like, okay, I'm running out of time. He knew enough to go to roll to his left. But he's got to get rid of that ball. So that's the frustrating thing with Jalen Hurts right now, is that internal clock about where things are going and his pocket presence isn't there. And he's taken now 2 very avoidable sacks. So, I don't know. I can't. But fortunately, I mean, again, the Eagles' defense has been, so far, keeping the Eagles in this. And then also on 3rd and 19, you hand the ball off to Saquon Barkley. Like, I'm sorry, that you can't be calling a run play there. Still 10-0. We're back from the commercial break. 11:33 left to play in the third quarter of this game. Love's going to line up under center. Got a back in the backfield. Love takes the snap, hands it off to Jacobs. Jacobs is going to get free and gets up to about the 23-yard line. Going to bring up 2nd and 3. And we're approaching the 11-minute mark in the third quarter here. Love under center. Eagles have 4 up front. Love takes a snap, dumps it off to Jacobs. Jacobs is going to get hit at the line of scrimmage. He's going to reach for 2. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 1. They're going to say he only got up to the 24, so it's going to be 3rd and 2. Packers needed to get up to the 26-yard line, so it's a 1-yard pickup. $10:25 left in the third quarter here. Love in the gun. Jacobs to his left. Now Love's going to move up and make a couple changes at the line. 3 receivers right. Love takes a snap. He's back. He's got some time. He's going to throw across the middle. That's a first down. And that's going to get up to about the 34-yard line. That's Josh Jacobs on that reception. It's an 11-yard pickup. They credit them up to the 35. So it's 1st and 10 for the Packers from their own 35-yard line. Oren Burks was on the coverage. Or Oren Burks was on the stop. And he was open. He was plenty open there. Love is in the gun. Jacobs to his left. Kraft in motion to the near side. Love takes the snap, back, looking, throws, caught Kraft, and that's going to be out of bounds right around the 39, maybe right around the 40, depending on where they spot it. They're going to stay up at the 39-yard line. So it's 2nd and 6. It's a 4-yard pickup. And we are approaching the 9-minute mark. Love lines up under center. Back in the backfield. Love takes a snap, hands it off, and is going to get stopped right at about the 40-41 yard line. They will credit him up to the 41. It is a 2-yard pickup brought down by Reed Blankenship. It is 3rd and 4. Eagles defense needs a big 3rd down stop here. Inside of 9 minutes left, approaching 8.5. 8:35, 8:34, 8:33, 8:32, 8:31, 8 minutes and 30 seconds left in the third quarter of this game. Love lines up in the gun. Now he's going to move, make a couple adjustments. Back to his left. Love takes a snap. He's back. Pressure's coming. Love's hit as he throws, and that is going to be caught for a first down deep down the sideline. That was Dontavian Wicks there on the reception. It's a huge pickup. It's 29 yards, puts them down 1st and 10 at the Eagles' 30. 8 minutes left in the third quarter of this game. Reed Blankenship was there. Yeah, Love was hit as he threw there, Nolan Smith. But yeah, Dontavian Wicks came down with that reception, so it was it's a 29-yard pickup. Love in the gun, flanked by backs. Love takes the snap, fakes the handoff to 1, hands it off to Jacobs. Jacobs is going to pick up about 7 there on that run. It's going to bring up 2nd and 3. Avonte Maddox brought him down. This game does not feel good right now. 7 minutes left in the third quarter. Love in the gun, back to his left, man in motion. Love takes a snap. He's back. He's looking. He's going to roll out to his left. He's going to throw, and that is going to be incomplete. He was throwing into double coverage and just could not come down with it. Was Romeo Doubs. Quinyon Mitchell and Avonte Maddox were back there, and now Romeo Doubs is on the ground. So the Packers are going to come take a look at him. And they're also going to get the Packers for offensive holding. So that will cost the Packers 10 yards. That was Kadeem Telfort, the tackle, whom they called for offensive holding. So Hopefully he's okay. Yeah, that's not looking good. He hit his head hard as he came down. We're in a injury timeout right now. 6:48 left in the third quarter. Yeah, Romeo Doubs down on the ground. That's obviously rough for the Packers. Again, hopefully he's okay. Yeah. The Eagles defense letting the Packers go downfield. This is a 7-play, 51-yard drive. It's taken 4 minutes and 45 seconds, and I believe, I'm going to double check on this, but I believe so far it's the longest time of possession the Packers have had. No, it's not quite there. Their drive where they shanked the field goal was the longest one so far. But it is definitely the longest one they've had in a while. And it is their longest drive by yardage. So it is 2nd and 13 for the Packers from their own 30, or from the Eagles 33. So that'll be where things are when they come back. Again, Romeo Doubs was down in the end zone due to injury, so it looks like we're coming back from commercial right now. Yeah, all the Packers players in the end zone. Doubs is sitting up right now. Again, it's looking promising there for him in that regard that he is standing up. They're going to obviously take him into the medical tent, if not straight to the locker room. Meanwhile, they're showing the hold on the hold that they called on Kadeem Telfort. So, cutting back to injury commercial again. Not missing anything right now. Second and 13 for the Packers. Just kind of waiting on things right now. No updates. It is incredibly quiet at Lincoln Financial Field. Players from the Packers are surrounding Doubs. It looks like he's walking into the tunnel. So, Packers are going to be down their second wide receiver. Their first of this game. Christian Watson was out with a knee injury. Eagles' last 4 possessions, 16 plays, 24 yards, which is not a good look for them. Yeah, Dobbs is being helped into the locker room right now. All right, so we are back. 6:48 left in the third. Love in the gun. We have an empty backfield. Love takes the snap. Back, looking. Love's going to throw, and that's going to get batted at the line and incomplete. Yeah, it was batted at the line. Burks was, or they were fighting over it as if it was a fumble, but it was incomplete. Yeah, Jalen Carter batted that one. So, 3rd down, 2 sticks. Eagles defense needs a big stop. Big stop here. Eagles fans getting back engaged here as the Packers line up. Love is in the gun. We have a back to his right. Love takes the snap. He's back. He's looking. He's got some time. He's throwing down the left sideline, and that is going to be incomplete. We do have a flag down. That's going to go against Quinyon Mitchell. It's going to be DPI. Yeah, that is supremely obvious, Quinyon. Like, that is... You don't even get to fake that. I'm sorry, you don't. You were grabbing onto the back of his jersey. It's going to cost the Eagles 24 yards, gives the Packers 1st and goal at the 9. Like, don't do that nonsense. No, own it. You done messed up. 1st and goal for the Packers. Ball's on the Eagles' 9-yard line. Love under center. Jacobs deep in the backfield. Love takes a snap, hands it off to Jacobs. Jacobs going to roll out to the left and is going to pick up 2. Is that ball live? That ball might have popped out. Tucker Kraft fell on it. It's going to cost the Packers a yard, it looks like. Yeah, Kraft fell on top of that, so it is a fumble, but the Packers fell on top. Yeah, that he doesn't have control of that as he hits the ground. So, 2nd and goal from the 8. Love in the gun. We have an empty backfield. We have 3 receivers right. Now Jacobs goes in motion. Love takes a snap. Back looking, throws incomplete. He was looking for Heath. He was looking for Malik Heath, and that is incomplete. Quinyon Mitchell there on the coverage. It is 3rd and goal for the Packers. Yep, nope, you don't get to call DPI on that one. That was just a bad throw there. Just couldn't connect. It was behind him and down. So empty backfield for Love, who lines up in the gun. 3 receivers right. Eagles look like they're sending pressure. Love takes a snap. Back, looking, throwing deep, and that is incomplete off the hands of, who was that? Bo Melton. Off the hands of Bo Melton. Romeo Dobbs is questionable to return. Officially, I don't see any reason why he's questionable. I'd be surprised if he comes back into the game after the injury timeout that they took. It is 4th and goal from the 8-yard line, so Brandon McManus is on to kick a field goal. He's already missed one today. He's missed a 38-yarder. This is going to be a much, much shorter 26er. Snap, hold, kick is up, and it is good. So, with 5:46 left to play in the 3rd quarter of this game, the Packers get on board, narrow the Eagles' lead to a touchdown. It is the Eagles 10, Packers 3. Now, if there's anything that we can say good about a drive that ends in a field goal is A, drive ended in the field goal, and B, this is the longest that the Packers have been held scoreless. So, at all this season. That's where things stand right now. 5:46 left in the 3rd. Eagles offense needs to get something going here because that was a 12-play, 76-yard drive that took 5 minutes and 47 seconds. And honestly, I'm not comfortable with how easy that was for the Packers. Jordan Love now 12 for 21 for 114 yards. Still has 2 picks. And again, no touchdowns for the Packers. The Eagles' last 4 drives have netted a grand total of 9 yards. So, I mean, this is a defensive showdown right now. And right now, the Eagles are on top, but only because of a strong defensive play. The Eagles have to get something going on offense. They have to. We're coming back from the commercial break. Yeah, that score was enabled by a 29-yard catch by Dontavian Wicks, which feels like forever ago, and then a pass interference penalty that set up 1st and goal at the 9. McManus is on to kick this. And that is going to get fielded right at the goal line. It's going to get brought out to the 20, up to the 25, up to the 30. And that is where the Eagles are going to get pushed down, right up at around the 33-yard line. So the Eagles will take over there. Looks like it's going to really be at like the 32. So, Eagles have a little bit shorter field position than if it had been a touchback, so hopefully they can do something with it. Hurts lines up in the gun, Barkley to his right. Slot to the far side. Hurts takes the snap, hands it off to Barkley. He's going to roll to his left, cuts up, and gets up to about the 36-yard line, so it's a good pick up there, about 4 yards. Do it again. Going to bring up 2nd and 6 for the Eagles at their own 36. Hurts is going to line up in the gun. Barkley to his left. We have 3 receivers bunched up to the left side. Hurts takes a snap, hands it off to Barkley. Barkley is going to go up the middle and is going to get up to maybe the 39-yard line. We'll see where they actually spot it. Forward progress definitely stopped before he hit the 40. And they will spot it at the 39. So it is 3rd and 3. Eagles just need a 1st down here. Hurts in the gun, back to his left. Hurts takes a snap, fakes to Barkley. He's going to roll to his left. He's going to throw across the middle. Caught wide open, Devontae Smith into Packers territory down to the 35, out of bounds at the 31-yard line. They're going to actually say he was out of bounds at the 33, but that was a big pickup there. Gets the Eagles into Packers territory for the first time this half. It was a 28-yard reception, pushed out of bounds by Xavier McKinney, and Devontae Smith was wide open. Like, wide open. So now we have Hurts in the gun, 1st and 10. Back to his left. That's Barkley. Barkley then moves to his right. Hurts takes the snap. Back, throws, Devontae Smith caught, and gets up to the 25, up to the 24-yard line before progress is stopped. So that is going to be a 2nd and 1 situation up to the 24. It is 2nd and 1. We're at 3:43, 42, 41, 40 left in the third quarter. Hurts in the gun. Barkley to his right. A.J. Brown wide out to the near side. Slot to the far side. Hurts takes the snap. He's back. Quick throw to Dallas Goedert, who is able to pull that and gets a first down. Gets down inside the 10 to the 5. Touchdown, Eagles! Dallas Goedert gets down, and that is a touchdown. That's a big, big touchdown. The Eagles answer the Packers field goal with a much-needed score of their own. That was a 24-yard touchdown reception, and most of those came on yards after the catch. That was really very close. That was like behind Goddard, and he's just manhandling Carrington Valentine all the way down there. And again, it's an Eagles touchdown. So it's 16-3. Elliott on for the extra point. Snap, hold, kick is no good. Wide left. So Jake Elliott misses wide left. Both kickers missing something today, but neither kicker perfect. But we have 3:20 left to play in the third quarter of this game. The Eagles are on top and have extended their lead 16-3. The Eagles are looking for their first playoff victory since January 2023, when the Eagles won the NFC Championship game before they lost to the Kansas City Chiefs in Super Bowl 57. Last season, the Eagles were knocked out by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Eagles lost to the Bucs in the wild card round. The Eagles have the potential, depending on the outcome of the other NFC games, assuming that the Eagles win today, the Eagles would have the potential to face the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, depending on whether or not they are the best remaining seed. If the Buccaneers defeat the Commanders and the Vikings defeat the Rams, the Eagles would face the Buccaneers. So, again, there is no... I mentioned this a couple of times. Assuming the Eagles make it to the divisional round, there is no scenario in which the Eagles will face the Washington Commanders. The Commanders, if they win later on tonight, they have a ticket to Kansas City. Yeah, the Packers were like stacking the box there on that pass. The Packers were sending all kind of pressure. Fortunately, Hurts was able to get that out quickly to Dallas Goedert. That was a really, really dangerous throw, though, because that was like behind Goddard. Goddard had to spin around on that. That was not great. But the Eagles were able to come away with the touchdown on that play. So, Goddard is 2 catches on 4 targets for 28 yards. And then that touchdown. That was a 5-play, 68-yard drive. Took 2 minutes and 26 seconds. Jalen Hurts is now 9 for 16 for 100 passing yards. Jake Elliott kicks this away, and that's going to get fielded right at the goal line. It's going to get brought out to the 20, up to the 22-yard line, and that is where the Packers will start their next drive. Saquon Barkley, 15 carries for 74 yards so far today. So Love is in the gun. We have an empty backfield. We have 3 receivers right, it looks like. 3:14 left in the third. Love takes the snap. He's back. He's got time. Throws across the middle. Caught Josh Jacobs first down up to the 36-yard line. And that is where they're actually going to credit him up to the 37. So it is going to be 1st and 10 for the Packers from their own 37-yard line. It was a 15-yard reception brought down by Zach Bond and Nolan Smith Jr. So it is 1st and 10. Love under center, back in the backfield. One receiver wide out. Love takes a snap, hands it off to Jacobs. Jacobs is going to cut up to the left and gets up to about the 40-yard line. Inside of 2.5 minutes left to play in the third quarter of this game. It's going to bring up 2nd and 5 for the Packers. Gets up to the 42. Love takes a snap. He's back. He's going to throw across the middle. Caught by Jaden Reed. Gets into Eagles territory up to the 45-yard line. Now Jaden Reed is grabbing his right arm, so hopefully he's okay. Packers training staff going to check him out. 1:52 left in the third. Probably going to hit a injury timeout here. Yeah, Reed Blankenship comes in to try to deliver the stop, and it looks like he collided with Reed's right upper arm here. So could have been another one of those funny bone hits, but Reed is coming off, like, grabbing his right arm, so hopefully he's okay. Again, we don't wish injury on anybody here. But Reed is going to hobble off to the sideline and get checked out in the medical tent. So Love in the gun, back to his left. Man in motion. Love takes a snap, hands it off to Jacobs. Jacobs is going to get about 2 or 3 there on that run. It's going to bring up 2nd and 7 from the Eagles' 42. Less than 90 seconds left to play in the third quarter here. Now Josh Jacobs going off to the sideline for the Packers. Packers now down 3 receivers. So we have Love under center, back deep in the backfield. Tucker Kraft goes in motion to the far side. Love takes the snap, fakes the handoff. He's back. He's looking. He's got some time. He's going to throw, and that is incomplete. It was a little screen pass over to Emmanuel Wilson, and the two of them just could not connect. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 7. Clock is stopped. 50 seconds left in the third quarter. Eagles need a big third down stop right here. Yeah, Zach Bond was going to be right there to make that a tackle for a loss if Wilson did catch that. But it is 3rd and 7. Love in the gun, back to his left. 3 receivers right. Love takes a snap. Back, looking, throws across the middle, and that is caught for a first down. It's caught for a first down around the 27-yard line. That is Dontavian Wicks. It's a 10-yard pickup, gets up to the 32 of the Eagles. And it is 1st and 10 for the Packers. Brought down by C.J. Gardner-Johnson. C.J. Gardner-Johnson delivers the first hit. Zach Bond wraps him up and brings him down. So Love in the gun, back to his left. Tucker Kraft in motion. Love takes the snap. He's back. He's going to throw across the middle, and that is incomplete. Was looking for Dontavian Wicks there. The two of them just could not connect. And now Wicks looks a little shaken up there, but he's going to head back to the huddle. So 7 seconds left in the third quarter here. It is 2nd and 10 for the Packers from the Eagles' 32. Love in the gun, back to his left. Play clock winding down. Love takes the snap, hands it off to Josh Jacobs, hitting the backfield, but he's going to pick up a whole bunch there. He is going to be down inside the 10 to the 5, and they're signaling touchdown. And that's probably going to be a touchdown. They're going to take a look at it because all scoring plays are reviewed. Nah, that's probably going to get called back. I don't think he crossed the plane of the goalposts or the goal line there. That's going to be like a... Nope, yeah, he's about a half a yard shy. But that was just some bad tackling there by the Eagles. Like that, the Eagles could not wrap him up. It was a great run by Josh Jacobs. The Eagles just could not wrap him up at all. Like, that was some bad running there. 15 minutes of play left. Yeah, they're walking. They are reversing the touchdown. So it's going to be 1st and goal from the Eagles' 1 yard line. 15 minutes of play left. Eagles still on top, 16-3, but the Packers are right on the doorstep. And again, the Eagles defense has been doing a good job of keeping the offense, giving the offense opportunity after opportunity to get into this. The Eagles scored their first touchdown on their last drive. So, yeah. Packers dominated time of possession, 9:07 for the Packers to 5:53 for the Eagles. Packers had 2 long sustained drives. Only one of them ended in points. The Eagles were, although this one is pretty close to ending in points as well. So, barring anything crazy, the Eagles will probably be staring at a 1-score game again. Jalen Hurts, 3 for 3 in that quarter for 61 yards. He was sacked once. So something to just be aware of. Saquon Barkley, 6 carries for 16 yards. Devontae Smith, 2 targets, 2 catches, 37 yards, and then Dallas Goedert had the 124-yard touchdown reception in the third quarter. So, 15 minutes of play separate the Eagles from a potential trip to the divisional round. And I mean, yeah, it was a good run by Josh Jacobs, but I mean, the Eagles have to do a better job of bringing him down well before that 1 yard line. It's 1st and goal. Ball's at about the half-yard line, actually. Love's going to line up under center. We've got Jacobs deep in the backfield. The Eagles are stacking the box. Love takes a snap, hands it off to Jacobs. Jacobs is going to get stuffed at the line and then finally does cross. There's the touchdown. So they were just a play away. Yep, yeah, that time it's crystal clear. He crossed the plane of the goal line. And it is a touchdown, and it is back to a 1-score game. Brandon McManus on to attempt the point after. Snap, hold, kick is up, and it is good. 14:56 left to play in the game. The Packers have narrowed it again to a one-score game. It is the Philadelphia Eagles 16, the Green Bay Packers 10. It was a 31-yard run by Josh Jacobs when you looked at everything there. And again, the Eagles' offense must get something going, must put together a long, sustained drive that ends in points. Like, that is a non-negotiable right now. It's got to be a long, sustained drive. It's got to end in, ideally, a touchdown. This is Josh Jacobs' 9th consecutive game with a rushing touchdown. It's the longest Packers streak all time. And Jaden Reed is going off to the locker room, so that's not looking good for him, and hopefully he's okay. McManus gives this the kick, and that's going to sail into the end zone for a touchback. So the Eagles will take over at their own 30-yard line. And it is 1st and 10 for them from the 30. Romeo Doubs evaluated for a concussion. Jaden Reed is questionable with a shoulder injury. Christian Watson out for the season with a knee injury. So the Packers down 3 wide receivers. The Packers were already down 1 wide receiver going into this game, and they've lost 2 more over the course of it. So Jalen Hurts lining up in the gun. We've got Saquon Barkley to his left. A.J. Brown wide out to the near side. Devontae Smith goes in motion to the near side. Hurts takes the snap. Pressure coming. Hurts throwing. Caught. Dallas Goedert gets the first down up to the 40-yard line. That is going to be an Eagles first down. Brought down by Evan Williams there on that. Goddard had to reach to bring that one in a little bit. But it is a 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Hurts is in the gun now, back to his left. That would be Barkley to his left. A.J. Brown wide out to the far side. Hurts takes a snap, hands it off. No, fakes the handoff, keeps it himself. He's going to run and gets to the 45-yard line before he's brought down. That's going to bring up 2nd and 5 for the Eagles. They're actually going to credit him up to the 46, so it's going to be 2nd and 4 for the Eagles. And we are approaching the 14-minute mark of this game. 14:03, 02, 01. 14 minutes left in the game here. It's 2nd and 4 for the Eagles. Hurts is in the gun. Barkley to his left. 3 receivers left. Hurts takes a snap, hands it off to Barkley. Barkley up the middle, gets across midfield. That is a first down. Barkley's going to get tripped up at midfield. It's a first down. $13:25 left here, and now we have a stoppage. I think they're going to take a look at this, make sure he actually made the line to gain here. Okay, yeah, they're gonna reverse that. Replay assist there is going to say it's 3rd and 1. So this is going to be our first sighting of the brotherly shove, indubitably here. Yep, here's the brotherly shove. And nope, they're going to do a little bit of razzle-dazzle, and they're going to throw deep, and he's going to overthrow A.J. Brown. Why? Now you have 4th and 1, and I'm doing the brotherly shove here. But there was no reason to be doing that. Just take the automatic thing. You don't need to be shooting for that there, and that was just a overthrow. So it's 4th and 1 now. Now Jalen Hurts is hopefully doing a brotherly shove here. And now he's going to take that, and that is definitely a first down. Yep, Jalen Hurts is well across the line, and it's going to be 1st and 10 from the Packers 48. So guess they wanted to try something with it. I still don't like it. Take the automatic thing. 13, 10, 09, 08, 07 left in this game. 1st and 10 from the Packers 48-yard line. Hurts is in the gun. It's pistol formation. Hurts takes the snap. Hands it off to Barkley, who's rolling out to his left, and then gets up to the 45-yard line. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 7 for the Eagles. And the clock is running here. So now we have Hurts in the gun. Barkley to his left. Devontae Smith wide out to the near side. A.J. Brown wide out to the far side. Hurts takes a snap. Screen to Barkley. And Barkley's going to get up to about the 35-yard line. The 45-yard line. We have a flag down here. I think it's up to the 40, actually. But we're checking on this flag. And it's going to be a late hit out of bounds against the Packers. So that's going to cost Keyshawn Nixon is going to get dinged for that. And that's going to cost the Packers 15 yards. So that will set up the Eagles 1st and 10 from the Packers 26-yard line. Yeah, that was definitely a late shove there. He was well out of bounds and Keyshawn Nixon just shoved him. So it's 1st and 10 now from the Packers 26. It was a 4-yard run, got pushed out of bounds at the 41-yard line, so it wouldn't have been a first down, but for the penalty. So Hurts under center, Barkley deep in the backfield, Devontae Smith in motion to the far side. Hurts takes a snap, hands it off to Barkley. Barkley goes up the middle and gets up to about the 20-yard line before he's brought down, and that is going to bring up a 2nd and 4 situation for the Eagles. Just keep handing the ball off to Barkley. There's no reason. And Barkley's actually going to run to the sideline here. So, not run, but he's going to walk off to the sideline and take a little bit of a breather there. Maybe shake out his left arm, which he was clinging to a little bit here. So it's going to be pistol formation for the Eagles. Kenny Gainwell is in. Hurts sends Devontae Smith in motion. Hurts takes a snap, hands it off to Gainwell. Gainwell going to go up the middle and then gets up to the 15-yard line for a first down. So the Eagles keep the chains moving. 1st and 10 gets up to the 14-yard line, and we are approaching the 11-minute mark of this game. And Saquon Barkley coming back in. So he just needed a little bit of a breather, I guess. Quay Walker brought down Kenny Gainwell there. Hurts in the gun, Barkley to his left, A.J. Brown wide out to the far side. Hurts takes a snap, fakes to Barkley, hands it himself. Gets up to the line of scrimmage, and he's going to get forced out of bounds there. That play went absolutely nowhere. We do have a flag down. So we're going to check on this flag here. And it is offensive holding, so that's going to negate the play anyway. It's going to cost the Eagles 10 yards. It's going to be 1st and 20 from the Packers 24. They're going to get Devontae Smith for that. So that does also stop the clock at 10:40 left in the game. Yeah, that was a hold. That's not up for debate there. So, 1st and 20 from the Packers 24-yard line. We've got Hurts lining up in the gun. We've got Barkley to his left. 10:30 left in the game here. Clock is back to running. Hurts. making a couple of changes at the line. Play clock winding down. Hurts takes the snap. He's back. He's looking, throwing down the far sideline. That is Devontae Smith. Gets up to about the 16-yard line before he is brought down. And that is going to bring up a 2nd and 12 situation. That's an 8-yard pickup for the Eagles. Eagles just need to get to the 4-yard line for a first down. .940 left in the game. Hurts in the gun. Barkley to his left. Hurts takes a snap. Back. Looking. Has some time. Going to roll to his left. We have a flag down already. Hurts going to take off and is going to pick up about 4 there. The referee threw the flag. So it's probably not looking good for the Eagles here on this. I don't know if I like this. So they're calling offensive holding on Lane Johnson. But Lane Johnson was, like, pushed to the ground. So, not sure I like that call. But whatever. 2nd and 22. Gives the Eagles the down back at least. Saquon Barkley off to the sideline, taking a little bit of a breather here. Hurts lines up in the gun. Gainwell to his right. And now we have a timeout called. And the Eagles will take that timeout. So clock is stopped at 9:03. It's the first timeout of the half for the Eagles. The Buccaneers-Commanders game kickoff has been moved to 8:15. And it's likely that that game might get pushed back even a year or two, depending on how this game goes. 9:05 left in the game here. Second and 22 for the Eagles from the Packers' 26-yard line. Eagles hoping to end this drive in points here. They have to get up to the 4-yard line in order to convert a first down, and then they'll have a couple of fresh shots at the end zone here. But first they got to get up. First they got to get a play that goes positive yardage, because on 3 of the last plays, the Eagles have committed offensive penalties. So 9:05 left in the game. Hurts is in the gun, back to his right. Hurts takes a snap. Back, looking, throwing across the middle. That is Goddard, caught right around the 20, gets up to about the 17-yard line. And that is going to bring up a 3rd down and 2 sticks. So 3rd down and 13. We'll see what the Eagles decide to do play calling-wise here. The Eagles have been making some questionable decisions on that. Jalen Hurts was hit as he threw, but fortunately was able to connect. 8.5 minutes left to play in this game. Hurts in the gun. Gainwell to his left. Devontae Smith wide out to the near side. Hurts takes a snap. He's going to keep it himself. He's going to run. He's going to get up to about the 13. And this was just a bad decision overall, because it's now going to be 4th down. And we're probably going to see the field goal unit on. Hurts got up to the 12-yard line. So 4th and 8. Jake Elliott on to attempt a 30-yard field goal. Snap, hold, kick is up, and it is good. 7:33 left to play in this game. The Eagles have made it a 2-score game once again. It is the Philadelphia Eagles 19, the Green Bay Packers 10. I don't feel good about the ending of this game here. Because the Eagles' defense is going to need to make a stop. That was a 13-play, 58-yard drive. Took 7 minutes and 23 seconds, which, credit to the offense. Long, sustained drive that ended in points was great. I would have liked it to end in a touchdown, but that's kind of been where the Eagles have been sputtering right now. 5 of the Eagles' drives have ended in turnovers. Or, I'm sorry, not turnovers. 5 of the Eagles' drives have ended in punts. So it's been touchdown, field. Their first drive, obviously, of the game ended in a touchdown. The field goal ended the first quarter. Or the field goal was their last drive of the first quarter. And then their last drive, they scored a touchdown. And this drive, they scored a field goal. So otherwise, it's been punt, 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 punt. Meanwhile, the Packers, again, had 3 of their drives end in turnovers. So, fumble, interception, and interception. And the Eagles are going to need some more of those if the Eagles are going to keep this game go in their favor. And again, the Packers have scored twice, only on their last 2 drives. Their last 2 possessions. Their only possession of the third quarter, their first possession of the third quarter ended in a field goal. And then their second possession, which really is being credited to the fourth quarter, but they had the ball for the final 3:20 of the third quarter. That ended in a touchdown. So, yeah. That's where things stand here. Again, 7:33 left to play in the game. Eagles are going to need to get some more pressure in the backfield. They were just showing some highlights of Nolan Smith versus Zach Tom. And Nolan Smith really was running all over him. So the Eagles are going to need to get some more pressure in the backfield. Jake Elliott on to punt this away. On to kick this away. And that's going to bounce right at the 1, I believe, before going out of bounds. So they're saying that landed at the 1-yard line. So that is a touchback for the Packers, but they're going to field that at the 20 as opposed to the 30. It hit in the landing zone, which is the goal for. It hit in the landing zone, which is the goal for kicks in this new kickoff situation. So it's going to be 1st and 10 from the Packers 20, and that the referee Brad Allen was very clear, like he was pointing down. That was a 1-yard line. So Love in pistol formation. Love takes a snap, hands it, fakes the handoff to Jacobs. He's going to keep it, and Love is going to dunk it over to Jacobs, and Jacobs is going to pick up a first down. This is not going to be difficult. It's going to get about 14 yards on that run, on that reception there. Most of that coming in yards after catch. Brought down by Cooper DeJean. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the Packers 34. And Jacobs going off to the sideline. So 1st and 10 now for the Packers. Love in the gun, back to his right. Love takes a snap, hands it off, and up the middle goes Emmanuel Wilson. That's going to be a 4-yard pickup. Inside of 7 minutes left to play in this game. 2nd and 6. It was brought down by Zach Bond. C.J. Gardner-Johnson, I guess, must have gotten shaken up a little bit earlier. He has returned to the game. So Love in the gun, back to his left. Love. Play clock winding down. Takes the snap. He's back, does a quick throw, and that is caught by Tucker Kraft. It's going to be a couple yards shy of the first down marker. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 3. From the Packers' 41-yard line, and Jacobs is kind of walking around on the sideline there again. Hopefully he's okay. 3rd and 3 for the Packers. Inside of 6 minutes left to play in this game. Packers are 6 for 11 on 3rd downs. Love in the gun. Back to his right, that would be Wilson. And Love is now making a couple of changes at the line. We've got 3 receivers left. Love takes a snap, hands it off to Wilson, and Wilson is going to get stuffed at the line of scrimmage for nothing. And this is, I believe, 4-down territory for the Packers, so I wouldn't be surprised if the Packers might have to go for it here. Brought down by Nolan Smith and Jalen Carter, the pair of Bulldogs. Yeah, it is going to be 4th and 3. The Packers are leaving their offense out on the field. It is 4-down territory. So Love in the gun, back to his left. 3 receivers left. Packers are 1 for 1 on 4th downs. Love takes a snap, throws, and that is going to be out of bounds. That is out of bounds. They threw to Heath, and it is incomplete. Heath couldn't keep his foot in bounds. So that is a turnover on downs for the Packers, and the Eagles will take over. Yeah, that is as clear as day that was incomplete. And with less than 5 minutes left to play in this game, the Eagles have the ball deep in Packers, or well, not deep in Packers territory. It's at the Packers 41. But the Eagles have the ball in striking distance. And the Eagles are still up by 2 scores. So yeah, it was a 5-play, 21-yard drive. Took 2 minutes and 35 seconds, but the Eagles, very simply put, were able to deliver a 4th down stop. That was looking very, very dangerous there, though, for the Eagles there, because the Packers, if Heath keeps that foot in bounds, like that is 100% on Heath there, Malik Heath, who is in as a replacement for one of the Packers' injured receivers. Romeo Dobbs, I believe, is who he came in for. But if Heath was able to keep that foot in bounds, that play is over. 4:58 left to play in this game. Again, if you're new here, please feel free to like and subscribe, and also drop a comment in the chat. I'd love to hear from you. The Eagles, again, up by 2 scores. 4:58, 4 minutes and 58 seconds away from a trip to the divisional round. And if the Eagles are able to hold on to it, it's their 4 minutes and 58 seconds away from their first playoff win since January of 2023. Yeah, they're showing the replay of this here. Yeah, and Heath just was, yeah, the officials were crystal clear on that. That was incomplete. Eagles 19, Packers 10. Ball's on the Packers 41-yard line following the turnover on downs. Hurts is in pistol formation. 3 receivers left. Hurts takes the snap, hands it off to Barkley. Barkley is going to run, and he's going to get up to about the 36, 35-yard line, depending on where they spot him. And they're going to get up to the 36-yard line, and the Packers were going to take their first timeout. So that is going to be a stoppage here. Devontae Smith is currently the focus here of the imagery. Again, the Philadelphia Eagles playing this game right now. They're going to await their opponent. One of their opponents could be the Los Angeles Rams. They will play tomorrow night. That game was relocated to Glendale, Arizona, due to the wildfires. Again, all of our prayers are going to are with the folks over there in LA and everybody who's been affected. Redcross.org/NFL if you would like to donate. Hurts, pistol formation. Jahan Dotson in motion. Hurts takes a snap, hands it off to Barkley, who's going to go up the middle and pick up a yard. Maybe. And now we've got a flag down here. Looks like this is going to be a little bit of a situation here, a little bit of a late shove. Officials coming in to break everything up. Saquon is signaling a first down for this because I believe the officials were blown play dead, and Saquon just kind of like gets shoved to the ground by Slayton. So the officials are going to sort this out here, but yeah, it's going to be an unnecessary roughness against TJ Slayton. So that's going to be 1st and 10 for the Eagles from the Packers' 20-yard line after the unnecessary roughness penalty. And the Packers are also going to take a timeout to stop the clock here. Stop the clock at 4:47. Packers head coach Matt LaFleur not happy. Slayton was saying that they were grabbing his face mask, which, I mean, it's hard to see in the scuffle there, but you still don't get to shove the player down. 4:47 left to play in this game. Packers burning timeouts to, and it looks like the Packers might not have taken a timeout because of the penalty. Yeah, I don't think they took the timeout because of the penalty. So the Packers still have 2 timeouts. But they threw a whole bunch of that cost them 15 yards. So it is 1st and 10 from the Packers' 20-yard line. Pistol formation. Hurts takes the snap, hands it off to Barkley. Barkley's going to go up the middle and get stuffed at the line of scrimmage. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 10, and now the Packers will take their second team timeout. .442 left to play in the game here. Jalen Hurts right now 13 for 21, 131 yards, 2 touchdowns. Saquon Barkley 21 carries for 92 yards. Devontae Smith 4 catches on 4 targets for 55 yards. Hurts, pistol formation, takes the snap, hands it off to Barkley. Barkley is going to go up the middle and is going to get stuffed there, but he is going to pick up a yard on that one. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 9. They're actually going to credit them up to the 18, so it's 3rd and 8. And now we've got Quay Walker, who's down on the ground. Looks like he's going to be okay. Kinda. He's shaking off a little bit here. The officials are not stopping the clock for him, so it's not going to count against the Packers in terms of injuries. But we are approaching the 4-minute mark left in this game. 3rd and 8. Eagles need to get up to the 10. Hurts is in the gun. Pistol formation. Hurts takes a snap, hands it off to Barkley. Barkley's going to run, gets inside the 15 up to the 14-yard line, but that is it. So it's going to bring up 4th and about 4 for the Eagles. And we'll see what the Eagles decide to do. Again, it's already a 2-score game, and now Quay Walker's down on the ground again, and now they're going to stop the clock. So 3:42 left to play in the game here, and Jake Elliott initially was coming out to attempt the field goal, but it's going to go back to the sideline while he gets everything set. Jake Elliott's routine is really like kick a field goal. Yeah, they're showing the replay. Quay Walker kind of got blocked a little bit by Lane Johnson, and it looks like it was on that there. So hopefully he's okay. He does have to leave the field to play this time for at least one play. Again, Quay Walker. Impactful Packers defender. So, Jake Elliott is on to attempt the field goal. The officials wind the clock here. So we'll be inside of 3.5 minutes by the time this field goal is kicked. It's going to be a 32-yard attempt for Jake Elliott. He's made 31 and 30 so far this game. And the Eagles will call a timeout. Guess they were trying to get the Packers to jump there. So the Eagles will take their second charge timeout of the half. Stops the clock at 3:14. So both teams with one timeout remaining. This has been a defensive scuffle here. It's really been which offense has been able to break through, and again, right now the Packers also made more offensive mistakes with again 3 turnovers in this game. They put 1 second back on the clock, so 3:15. Jake Elliott on to attempt. Snap, hold, kick is up, and it is good. 3:12 left to play in this game. The Eagles have extended their lead. It is the Philadelphia Eagles 22, the Green Bay Packers 10. Showing highlights from the 1960 NFL Championship game. That was the only time that Packers head coach Vince Lombardi, for whom the Lombardi Trophy is named, ever lost in the playoffs, was in the 1960 NFL Championship game. The Eagles came out on top for that. I believe it was 17-13 final score. And we have 3:12 left in this game. The Eagles are on top right now, 22-10. Jake Elliott is going to kick this away here. The Eagles and the Packers have faced each other 3 times in the postseason. Never have they faced each other in Lambeau Field in the postseason. Jake Elliott gives this the boot, and that is going to get fielded about 5 yards deep in the end zone, and they will take a knee there. So the Packers will take over at their own 30. 3:12 left in the game. Packers down by 2 touchdowns, plus the 2-minute warning. So the Packers only have 1 timeout, and they have the 2-minute warning. So they've got to go down the field twice. So Love is going to line up in the gun. We have an empty backfield. Eagles have 3 up front. Love takes a snap, and he's going to get sacked. That is Nolan Smith who's going to come up with the sack. That play was disastrous to begin with, and it's going to be 2nd down and 2 sticks for the Packers. Now we have another Packers player down. That's going to be Josh Myers, who is the center. So hopefully he is okay. Yeah, Myers looks like he fell over. Milton Williams, looks like it was a little bit of friendly fire there that caused the Josh Myers injury. Milton Williams initially broke through the backfield. Love escaped him, but was wrapped up by Nolan Smith, who's been having his way with the offensive line all game. It is a loss of 3 for the Packers. We're in an injury timeout, 3:02 left in this game. That injury timeout, I believe, will cost the Packers their final timeout. I believe that is the case. I'm going to double check on that. Yeah, it only occurs. They only ding you for a team timeout inside the 2-minute warning. So just had to double check that. But yeah, it is still a rough loss for the Packers if Josh Myers goes down. Because he is their starting center. So based off of the depth chart I'm looking at, it looks like Jacob Monk will be coming in. The rookie Jacob Monk will probably be coming in to do the center responsibilities. But yeah, if you're the Packers, that's obviously not what you want to see on your first play. When you need 2 scores, is Jordan Love to get sacked, lose 3 yards there. Again, Nolan Smith delivered the sack. Nolan Smith gets a lot of credit. He's had his way with the offensive line all day. So, really with that right tackle, Zach Tom. Myers is getting carted off. So, again, hopefully he's okay. 6'5", 310-pound center from Ohio State. And the clock is back to rolling, so we are inside of 3 minutes here. 2nd and 13. Love in the gun, empty backfield. 3 receivers right. Love takes the snap. He's back. He's looking. Pressure's coming. Love's going to throw. We have a flag down already, and that is going to be a reception deep. But we do have a flag down. So, and I believe that's going to be coming back. It was Malik Heath there on a deep reception, but that is negated by an offensive holding penalty. They are going to get number 75, Sean Ryan, the guard, who was holding absolutely all over Milton Williams. So that's going to negate the 43-yard reception by Malik Heath. And that also does stop the clock. 2:37 left in the game here. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 23. So 2nd down and a long 2 sticks. Love in the gun. Back to his right. Love takes a snap. He is going to get some pressure, but he throws, and that is going to be caught and that gets up to about the 20 to the 21 yard line. Now we have a flag down again here. And Jordan Love is on the ground, but he's being helped up. And it looks like this one is going against the Packers. Nah, they're picking the flag up. So it's an incomplete pass, looking for Chris Brooks. I'm sorry, no, it is a completed pass. Checking a few things here. All right. 3rd and 19 from the Packers 21. Love in the gun. Takes the snap. Back. Looking. Pressure's coming. Love's going to throw. It's caught. It's behind the line of scrimmage, but he's got plenty of room to run, and he's running. And that's going to be a first down, and a bunch more. Gets up to the 44-yard line before he's pushed out of bounds. That was some bad defending on that pass. Making guys miss. So, I mean, credit to the Packers there. Were able to, that was Wilson on that, and Emmanuel Wilson was able to make a bunch of guys miss. But that was a play that started behind the line of scrimmage. Should have been for loss of yards. There were plenty of Eagles players there that could have delivered that. 1st and 10. Ball's on the 44. Love takes the snap. Back looking. Throws across the middle. Caught. First down right around the 40-yard line. And that is Bo Melton on that reception. And now we are going to hit the 2-minute warning. So we are inside. We have 2 minutes left to play. Packers are well behind. The Eagles are up by 2 touchdowns. The Packers are driving right now. It is the Eagles 22, the Packers 10. I don't know. This game doesn't make me feel good right now. And again, the credit to the Eagles right now is that if the Packers have to get 2 touchdowns. They cannot settle for a field goal. If they settle for a field goal, it's game over. Saquon Barkley looks like he's going to finish the day with just 98 yards, so 2 yards shy of 100 on 23 carries. Jalen Hurts, 13 for 21, 131 yards, 2 touchdowns. Those touchdown passes were to Dallas Goedert, who was 4 catches on 6 targets for 47 yards, and then Jahan Dotson, who was 1 catch on 2 targets for 11 yards, that 11-yard touchdown pass. Devontae Smith, 4 catches on 4 targets. A.J. Brown was only able to connect with Jalen Hurts 1 time out of the 3 times that he was targeted. That was a 10-yard pickup for A.J. Brown there. Jordan Love right now, 20 for 32 in the passing game for 212 yards. The biggest thing has been the 2 picks that Jordan Love has thrown, as well as the opening kickoff fumble that occurred. That is the story of this game. Because it has been a big defensive scrum. It's just the Eagles have been able to force more turnovers. So. Two minutes left in this game. Both teams have 1 timeout should they need to use it. Love in the gun. We've got Brooks to his left. 3 receivers right. Love takes the snap. back, rolling to his right. Pressure coming. Love's throwing deep. And he has a man, and that's going to be picked off in the end zone by Quinyon Mitchell. That is interception number 3 for Jordan Love. It is turnover number 4 for the Packers, and that should wrap this game up. This game looks like it's going to end how it began, with a turnover. And this time it's Quinyon Mitchell who got his first career interception. And it couldn't have come at a bigger moment. Yep, 1, 2, he's down. Like that is clear. They were showing it on the replay. 1:51 left in this game, and the Eagles are probably going to set up for victory formation. It's going to be 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. That should ice it. With the Packers only having 1 timeout to stop the clock, the Eagles are just going to probably take some knees here. Now the Eagles are going to line up in a pistol. They're probably going to try for a first down here. Hurts takes the snap, hands it off to Barkley. Barkley's going to roll out to the left and gets about 4 there. So that should force the Packers to use their final timeout. Now they're not going to do it. We got 90 seconds left in this game here. Jalen Hurts in the huddle. The Eagles are punching their ticket. Packers are going to get sent home. Hurts is in the pistol formation. Barkley behind him. Hurts takes the snap, hands it off to Barkley. Barkley going to cut up, gets a first down and more. Gets up to the 40-yard line. And that's where he slides down, and that's all that was needed. 60 seconds left in this game. Saquon finishes the day with 119 yards on 25 carries. And now the Packers can't do anything to stop it. The Eagles are going to take some knees. So it's 1st and 10 from the Eagles 39. Jalen Hurts takes the snap, victory formation. Clock is running. And that's going to do it. 20 seconds left. And the Eagles are coming out. Saquon Barkley coming out to shake hands. Nick Sirianni and Matt LaFleur shake hands. Saquon says hello to Keyshawn Nixon. 3, 2, 1, and that has done it. The Philadelphia Eagles have defeated the Green Bay Packers by a final score of 22-10. They have punched their ticket to the divisional round. They await the winner of the remaining NFC games. They will play either the Tampa Bay Buccaneers or the winner of the Vikings-Rams game, depending on how everything breaks. But this has been a game that definitely was agita-inducing. You got to definitely check my blood pressure. But at the end of the day, the Eagles did what they had to do, and they came away with the victory. And it feels good to have a playoff win for the first time since January of 2023, when the Eagles won the NFC Championship game a couple of years ago. All right, folks. This was a great stream. Again, if you're new here, please feel free to like and subscribe. I'm going to do a post-game video, so that'll come out as soon as I can record that and edit that and post that. But it was a big win for the Eagles going on to the divisional round. And we just await our next opponent. But thank you so much for watching. I'm Joe Donahue. And as always, let's go Eagles.